Part 63. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei-Shi Niang. Chapter 621. Zhang Chen walked out of the office, stood in the yard, and burped. The bowl of gnocchi made him sweat profusely and his stomach was round. If he went to the showroom like this, he might not even be able to sit down. Come down. The cold wind blows on the face, removing 10% of the sweat, making people feel clear-headed. Zhang Chen stood there and thought for a while, then walked outside the factory. There was a faint crescent of moon above his head, and he could still distinguish the path clearly on the ground. Besides, he was familiar with it, so he didn't even take a flashlight and decided to go to the edge of the factory. Take a walk in the vegetable patch. The dream continued in his mind, and now he was back inside the house again and needed to go upstairs. That staircase is too narrow, and it is definitely not enough for a business place. There are so many goods that need to be moved up and down, and the load-bearing capacity will also be a problem. Zhang Chen imagined that both the upstairs and downstairs must be designed according to commercial venues. However, the upstairs is only for his own internal customers for the time being. Only the customers of his own company's specialty stores can go upstairs. But it is not ruled out that if the store on the first floor is not enough in the future and the business area needs to be expanded, the upstairs will also be opened up as a store. Zhang Chen decided to renovate the entire staircase. There was a staircase going up from the bottom to a platform in the middle, and then two staircases were separated to the left and right, connected to the second floor, so that the flow of people going up and down the stairs could be selectively and automatically staggered. When we got upstairs, because it was close to Yan'an Road, a whole effect wall was built. All the windows on the second floor facing Yan'an Road were sealed, so lighting became the first problem. The original upstairs did not have a suspended ceiling. You can directly see the tiles and rafters on the roof. The floor height is high enough. The lowest part on the edge is more than 4 meters away from the floor. The suspended ceiling on the second floor must be made, otherwise it will be very hot in summer. The space is too large, and the ceiling of the roof is also poor, which will directly affect the effect of the air conditioning in the store. For lighting, Zhang Chen first thought of the wall facing the patio. Like the downstairs, the roof was reinforced with beams and columns, and then the entire wall was knocked down and installed with glass, so that the light in the patio could be reduced. It can be seen through. The upper half of the patio has become a transparent body with 4 sides of glass. Standing upstairs, you can also see the scenery in the patio below through that glass. In front of the glass, 2 sets of tables and chairs can be placed, both for business discussions and for customers who come to purchase goods to sit there and rest. With that, Zhang Chen thought that on the suspended ceiling, he should dig several square holes of 1.5 meters square, seal them with wooden squares and carpentry boards, go straight to the roof, and make vertical shafts. The tiles and rafters were removed, and the entire wellhead was replaced with a sloped glass roof, forming skylights from which light leaked in, making the entire store bright. In the shafts, large sycamore leaves or propeller blades are stretched out in a crisscross pattern. In this way, light can come in, but the sunlight will not shine directly into the store. At night, the lights installed in each shaft light up. Each shaft has become a light source again, still making the entire store bright. Zhang Chen decided to divide the current cubicle into 3, a financial room, a manager's room, and a salesperson's office. Those new customers who came here because of the reputation and wanted to negotiate exclusive sales matters were in this room. Negotiate there. Thinking of this, Zhang Chen felt that the entire building had become fuller. It was more than 700 square meters. Not only did it not look spacious, but it was a bit cramped. It would be great if there could be another floor. The idea of adding another floor flashed in Zhang Chen's mind. The idea came to mind, but it was immediately rejected. The foundation of such an old building simply could not bear the need to add another layer. Unless it is to be demolished and started again, and the construction cost is not mentioned, the piece of land is too small, only more than 480 square meters, less than an acre, haha, it is a little more than half an acre, really half an acre Tian. Zhang Chen walked on the field ridge and laughed to himself. He felt that he was thinking too much. This place has not yet started business, and you have to think about tearing it down and rebuilding it. Your intention is too unrestrained, right? Zhang Chen looked around. The vegetable fields far and near were covered with a layer of white frost, shining with a melancholy light in the faint moonlight. Zhang Chen felt something hard in his pocket, put his hand in, and then remembered that it was a pack of sesame candy and a box of mung bean cake that he had put in his pocket. Zhang Chen took it out, opened it, and put it in his mouth. He felt that the sesame candy was delicious. It was the yiming pastry from Hangzhou. It was much more delicious than the sesame candy from Yongcheng. Then he opened the box of mung bean cake and put it in his mouth. It melted in his mouth and was slippery. Zhang Chen felt that in all his life, he had never eaten such delicious mung bean cake. Not only did he feel pity for the Yiming food factory, he felt that their products would look completely different if they changed their packaging and marketing methods. It was not unreasonable for the old brand to survive until now, but why can't we take another step forward? If you take one step, the world may become wider. What Zhang Chen doesn't know is that for companies like theirs, especially those business leaders, this step is the most difficult. If you take this step, you may succeed or you may fail. Failure is what you asked for. You deserve it. If you succeed, no one will applaud you, and your income will not increase. Why go to the limelight? Don't do anything, just be a maintenance president, sell what you can, pay workers wages, and prevent workers from going to the city government to cause trouble. This is the biggest contribution of factory leaders. If this factory is not good, then at the worst possible time, I might change to another factory, or be the factory director. Just mess around like this until you retire and can take care of yourself. Bulletin Xinchen, Ma Shengli, the so-called reformers who liked to be in the spotlight a few years ago, who will end well. Of course, Zhang Chen didn't know this. He just felt a little pity for Yiming Food Factory. Even with this emotion, he himself felt like a cat crying over a mouse. Zhang Chen started walking back and reached the factory gate. He thought that after the store on Yan'an Road was built, the 2 floors across the factory no longer needed to be used for display. The first floor could be built as a sample room. And finished product distribution center, goods sent to general agents across the country are shipped directly here. In this way, the store on Yan'an Road is more like their general distributor in Hangzhou. On the second floor, a design center can be built. With so many products, half of Jia He Hongmei's products will definitely not be enough if he only relies on himself. They also need to recruit more designers. As He Hongmei said, Zhang Chen himself, I also feel that my designs have 2 distinct personal colors, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing. If there are hundreds of styles in a store, all with your distinctive personal color, Zhang Chen understands that this will appear too monotonous. The distinctive personality is formed on the basis of excluding the selectivity of many people, just like they are now. Zhang Chen also had to admit that if it were not for He Hongmei's participation, the wearability would be much lower. That is to say, it looks good, but is difficult to wear, too picky, and lacks fussiness and flexibility in details. Zhang Chen feels that their products themselves need to be rich in diversity while maintaining their individuality. Zhang Chen walked to the door of the showroom, opened the door and walked in. Zhang Xiangbei woke up crying twice in the middle of the night. Xiao Zhao got up, fed him once, and changed his diaper. The first time was around 1 o'clock, but Zhang Chen didn't come back. The second time was at 4 o'clock. It's been several minutes, but Zhang Chen hasn't come back yet. Xiao Zhao sat on the bed, wanting to get up and go to the factory. Then he looked at Zhang Xiangbei next to him. Thinking about the cold weather outside, he hesitated, thinking that in 10 minutes, he would be in this warm bed again. After sitting for 10 minutes, I didn't expect that I was so sleepy that I fell asleep while sitting. Xiao Zhao was woken up by the banging of the iron door downstairs. It was already dawn outside. She looked at the time and saw that it was almost 7 o'clock. She thought, Zhang Chen should be back this time, right? Sure enough, after a while, she heard the sound of the key unlocking the door. Zhang Chen opened the door and came in. He was surprised to see Xiao Zhao and Yi sitting on the bed, and asked, "Why aren't you asleep yet?" "No way, I got up to change this little guy's diaper, and I was thinking of going to the factory to find you in 10 minutes, so I fell asleep just sitting there," Xiao Zhao said with a smile. "Why are you looking for me? You're just fooling around in the dark. Don't go out at night. It's not safe." "I was ready to tell you last time," Zhang Chen said, "I will come back naturally after I finish my work." Xiao Zhao looked at Zhang Chen with a happy face and a picture folder on his back, and asked, "Are you done?" Zhang Chen said proudly, "Will I let you go home until it's over?" "Show me quickly." Zhang Chen put the painting folder on the table, opened it, took out a stack of renderings, and handed it to Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao took one look and shouted, "Oh my god! Honey, is this that shitty place we went to last night? Of course, I didn't see such a big half-acre field. How can it be? How is it impossible? Look carefully and see if it's there." Xiao Zhao looked at it again one by one, and vaguely saw the shadow of the place he had been to last night, but this one was brand new and completely changed. Xiao Zhao almost cried, this time he was so excited. "My dear, when will you start doing this?" Xiao Zhao asked. "I'll start as soon as I wake up. Today I'll take Lao Wan to measure all the dimensions and draw the construction drawings." Zhang Chen walked to the bed, fell down, lay on Xiao Zhao's body, and shouted, "I'm so sleepy." Okay, go to sleep quickly," Xiao Zhao said and looked at Zhang Chen again. She seemed to be snoring outside the quilt lying on her body. Xiao Zhao quickly shook him awake and told him, "Take off your clothes and take off your clothes. I will leave this place to you. Be careful, don't pressure your son." Zhang Chen muttered and couldn't keep his eyes open. Xiao Zhao got out of bed, put on his pants, turned around and helped him take off his pants and clothes, stuffed him into the bed, then walked aside and used hot water to twist him. He came back with a towel and wiped his face and hands. Zhang Chen was really exhausted. He didn't sleep much the day before, and he stayed up all night last night. He had already fallen asleep and was at the mercy of Xiao Zhao. Xiao Zhao finished wiping him and stood up. Looking at the father and son on the bed, she couldn't help but laugh softly. She lay down and kissed Zhang Chen and then Zhang Xiangbei. She picked up the renderings, walked to the table and sat down, looking at them one by one, smiling silly. She thought, luckily she didn't go there yesterday afternoon. If she had gone to see that place yesterday, no matter how shameless she was, she wouldn't have agreed to Zhang Chen paying the money. If she hadn't bought it, how could they have such a beautiful shop and half an acre of land? Flagship store. Xiao Zhao looked at the sleeping Zhang Chen from a distance and thought, okay, you are right again. For such a beautiful store, it is worth it even if we lose everything. Is this good? Thanks for the half-drunk tip. Thank you Lao Chentang and Cherry for your monthly votes. Thanks for all the votes and reading. I wish you all good health. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 622. It was already noon when Zhang Chen woke up. He saw Xiao Zhao had prepared several dishes on the table, and Zhang Xiangbei was sitting in the stroller, sucking his fingers with relish. "Didn't you send it to the nanny?" Zhang Chen asked. "I didn't go to the stall, so I won't send it away. Xiao Wan is back and they are both busy," Xiao Zhao said. "Get up quickly, The food is ready. Jiang Chen got up from the bed and saw twice cooked pork on the table. He grabbed a piece with his fingers and put it in his mouth. Xiao Zhao cursed, "Oh, go wash your face and brush your teeth first." Jiang Chen sat down and shouted, "I'm starving to death. Eat before washing." Xiao Zhao had no choice but to serve him a bowl of rice. "By the way, did he Hung Mei call you?" Jiang Chen asked. "No, what's wrong?" "Her parents agreed, and she is looking for a store today." "Really? That's great," Xiao Zhao shouted. Jiang Chen remembered something and said to Xiao Zhao, "If she comes to see you, don't tell her that we have bought a store." "Why?" Xiao Zhao was puzzled. "She was holding her breath and wanted to compete with us. She said she wanted to see who could open the store first. If she knew we were faster than her." "I know," Xiao Zhao said with a smile, "her young heart will be shocked." "That's right," Jiang Chen also smiled. "Great, then we now have 2 stores. Well, I'm going to call all the packers this afternoon and try to get one more. If I don't make this call, he Hung Mei will scold him to death." Xiao Zhao smiled and said, "Are you a little afraid of her?" "Yeah," Jiang Chen nodded, "I'm afraid of her when she makes sense. She's the kind of person who is unreasonable and unforgiving." Xiao Zhao laughed and said, "It's good that you have someone to be afraid of." "I'm afraid of a lot of people," Jiang Chen said. "I'm afraid of Sister Tianlin too. When she's serious, I'm scared to death." Xiao Zhao knew that Jiang Chen was referring to what happened in Shaoxing last time. "Also, I'm even afraid of Xiaoan," Jiang Chen said. "Why are you afraid of her?" "She is exactly the opposite of he Hung Mei. She is unreasonable and will say something out of nowhere that will leave you speechless." Xiao Zhao's stomach hurt from laughing. She said, "Okay, next time I tell Xiaoan, just say you are afraid of her." "No, no, no," Jiang Chen said urgently, "she will become even more aggressive when you say so." "By the way, can I tell Sister Chu and Sister Gihua that we bought a store?" Xiao Zhao asked. "Yes, they can say it." "Then can I bring the renderings to them?" Xiao Zhao couldn't wait. Jiang Chen said yes. "Haha, then I won't go to work today and will take Bai to visit relatives." Jiang Chen also laughed, go ahead, I'm leaving soon. I'll make a call first, and then take Laowan to Yan'an Road." "Okay, go ahead. Hey, you haven't washed your face and brushed your teeth yet." But Jiang Chen had already escaped downstairs. Xiao Zhao looked at Zhang Xiangbei and said, "Did you see that your father is such a scoundrel?" Zhang Xiangbei muttered, and Xiao Zhao laughed. "Do you agree? Do you agree? Bai, your father is a scoundrel. He doesn't even wash his face or brush his teeth." Jiang Chen ran downstairs to the sink, turned on the faucet, wet his hands, and rubbed his face as he walked. The landlord was sitting in the doorway drinking under the sun. He looked at Jiang Chen's series of actions and asked curiously, "Are you doing sashi?" Jiang Chen smiled and said, "Wash your face." The landlord almost spit out his old wine and cursed, "You could save water." Jiang Chen arrived at the office, sat down, and took out the address book from the drawer. After thinking about it, he decided to call Ma Ya in Shenyang first. After the phone call ended, Jiang Chen told Ma Ya his thoughts. Ma Ya listened quietly to Jiang Chen and asked Jiang Chen, "Brother Jiang, have you written down what you said?" Jiang Chen said he had written it, but he hadn't had time to print it yet. "That's it, Brother Jiang, you can send me a fax. The fax number is the phone number in my booth. Hurry up and I'll dial the fax number." Jiang Chen said okay. Jiang Chen took out a few pages of paper that he Hung Mei copied that night and faxed them to Ma Ya. After the fax was sent, it was quiet over there. Jiang Chen waited for 5 or 6 minutes, but there was still no response, so he decided to continue sending it to Harbin. Guo Wentao fights. When Guo Wentao heard that he was going to open a specialty store, he asked, "Should you open it or should I open it?" Zhang Chen said, of course it was you who drove it. Then you can't do this, Mr. Zhang. If you come to drive, I can help you with it. I'll drive, and I don't have the time to do anything. Zhang Chen cursed in his heart, damn it, you have time to take care of it if I drive it, but if you drive it yourself, you won't have time to take care of it. Isn't that nonsense? When Zhang Chen talked about the 100,000 yuan franchise fee and deposit, Guo Wentao became even more unhappy and shouted, what do you mean? Mr. Zhang, are you ripping off your products because they are easy to sell? Zhang Chen said he didn't mean it. How could I mean it? You don't mean to talk about hundreds of thousands? Mr. Zhang, we all cooperate well in business in the past, so let's do it well, okay? Zhang Chen quickly said, changing the method is actually beneficial to everyone, just to do it well. How about I send you the agreement for you to take a look at? What kind of agreement are you talking about, Mr. Zhang? I'll pay you and you'll deliver the goods. I don't owe you anything and you don't owe me anything. What kind of agreement do we want? Don't make such nonsense. Guo Wentao said and hung up the phone, leaving Zhang Chen stunned. After Guo Wentao hung up Zhang Chen's phone, he called Ma Ya and asked her, sister, has Mr. Zhang from Hangzhou called you? Ma Ya said, what happened when we were beaten? Did I talk to you about opening a store? Yes. My humming brain is wet, I beat you so hard. Why are you hurting him? We are asked to open a store again, and it costs 100,000 yuan and so on. If I don't do it, who will do it? What are you thinking about? What are you thinking? Are you a pig? Ma Ya scolded, you didn't realize that this is a good thing. Why is this a good thing? Have you read the agreement? No, he wanted to send it to me, but I didn't want it. You said you're a pig, and you really are. I'll send it to you right away. Ma Ya hung up the phone and faxed the agreement Zhang Chen sent her to Guo Wentao. There was something wrong with Guo Wentao's fax machine. The fax he received was blurry, and it was handwritten by He Hungmei in cursive script. He half read it. Guess, I finally finished reading it, and my head was blown, and I didn't see anything good about it. He hung up the phone on Ma Ya and said to Ma Ya, sister, why didn't I see it? Tell me. Ma Ya laughed and said, what a pig. Ma Ya explained to him that if you open a store, it has nothing to do with the stalls in the market. Your stall can still sell other goods. Find a store here. There are stalls that are more expensive. Think about it, that's it. You can still sell the goods as usual, you just need to find someone to manage the store, retailing at the same time and wholesale at the same time. We have already opened a retail store, how can we do wholesale? Guo Wentao was puzzled. Didn't you develop an agent? If the agent comes to your store to get the goods, he doesn't go to the market to get the goods. Isn't that wholesale? It's true, Guo Wentao said with a smile, then can we approve two products? The store sells theirs, and the market sells other products. Yeah, that's what it means. That can be done. Of course we can do it. Guo Wentao thought of something again, but, he still has to pay 100,000 yuan. He took you, and you took the lower ones. You took the lower ones, more than 100,000, and it's all still with you. You even got back the working capital and the store's books. Is there such a good thing? Of course, that's all you want to get in, Ma Ya said. Also, don't do this wholesale like we do. Only those with stalls in the market can do it. Anyone with early capital can do it. Just make a U-turn, and the money comes in and is transferred out. Do you understand? If someone knows about this, they might rob it and do it, and it will be none of our business. Hey, should we take action right away? I'm also thinking about it. There is still a risk, Ma Ya said. What's the risk, sis? It's just whether you can recruit people down there. If you can't recruit people, aren't you just a retail store? It's really haha, what should I do? There is a way. Say it quickly, sister. Drag. Drag. Yes, hold on. We told Brother Zhang that this is a good thing and we must do it. However, we have never done this before and have no experience. Let's see if we can start somewhere first. Let's go and see and learn. Study and you can open it when you come back. Yes, that's good. We are still receiving goods from them, and they are also talking about making it. If someone else comes to talk about this in Shenyang or Harbin, as you know, Brother Zhang, he will definitely be embarrassed to talk to them, because they just want to do it. He will definitely ask us first, and if there is nothing we can do at that time, then we will do it. Okay, that's great. If someone does it first and it's really good, we can do it right away. Yes, that's what I mean, Maya said. Then let's call Brother Zhang separately. Good. Zhang Chen received a call from Maya first, and then from Guo Wentao. The two of them explained for a long time, but the meaning was the same. They both said that they must do it, but they didn't know how to do it. When someone started driving, they introduced them there. After learning, they will know how to do it, and they can go to a store to open it immediately. Zhang Chen thought to himself that it seemed that his judgment was right. His flagship store was going to be opened no matter what. After it was opened, others would not only know whether to do it or not, but would also feel a sense of crisis. After all, this matter is a new thing, and no one has been exposed to it. Zhang Chen feels that no matter who he beats again, others will have the same idea. Zhang Chen feels that there is no point in beating him anymore, so he should hurry up and move forward with his own affairs. As well. Zhang Chen thought for a while, then called He Hungmei and told He Hungmei about his phone calls with Shenyang and Harbin. He Hungmei shouted, "You are too stupid to explain clearly. In this way, you will tell the customer in Kunming call me and I'll communicate." Zhang Chen told He Hungmei the number of the customer in Kunming. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 623. Zhang Chen called Zhao Zhigang and Lao Wan over and told them about the store he bought on Yan'an Road as their flagship store. Zhang Chen asked Lao Wan, "Have all the people in your maintenance team returned?" Lao Wan said he was back. "Then the work in the factory may have to be stopped for a while, and we can concentrate on getting it done first. If we are pressed for time, if it doesn't work, we will hire a few more people," Zhang Chen said. "Let's go and take a look first. If the project volume is large, we can recruit a few odd workers and masters to do contract work," Lao Wan said. Zhang Chen said yes. Zhao Zhigang stood there, smiling all the time. Zhang Chen asked, "Why are you laughing so hard?" Zhao Zhigang blushed and continued to smile, "I'm so happy." Zhang Chen stood up and told Lao Wan to bring a tape measure and come with me to measure the size. Zhao Zhigang shouted, "Wait for me for 5 minutes and I will make arrangements. I want to go with you too." Zhang Chen looked at his watch and said with a smile, "I'll give you 4 minutes." Zhao Zhigang ran out immediately, and after a while he ran back out of breath. It only took more than 3 minutes. Zhang Chen asked curiously, "It's just time to fart. What have you arranged?" "Yes," Zhao Zhigang said. "What did you arrange?" "I told them to beat you if they come to me for trouble." Lao Wan laughed, and Zhang Chen also laughed and cursed, "You are awesome." The three of them went out on bicycles. They had just crossed the Qingtai overpass and arrived at the door of the antique bookstore on Qingtai Street. The big brother in Zhang Chen's butt pocket rang loudly. Zhang Chen shouted, "Wait a minute, the phone." Lao Wan and Zhao Zhigang got out of the car and waited for Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen took out the mobile phone from his hip pocket. The mobile phone was still ringing. Zhang Chen handed it to Zhao Zhigang and told him that he must be looking for you. Zhao Zhigang took the phone, opened it, and said who you were. His face turned red as if he had been burned. He quickly handed the phone back to Zhang Chen and said, "It's for you." Zhang Chen picked it up and on the phone, He Hongmei asked, "Who was that just now?" "Zhao Zhigang," Zhang Chen said. He Hongmei chuckled and said, "What's wrong with him? I asked him who it was but he wouldn't tell me." Zhang Chen smiled and said, "He's already blushing because you scared him." Zhang Chen looked at Zhao Zhigang as he spoke. Zhao Zhigang glared at him, but his expression had not faded yet. He Hongmei and Zhang Chen said that this guy from Kunming is also a slippery man. He told me that anyway, the train from Kunming to Chongqing is only a dozen hours away. If I ask him to start something in Chongqing, he will come over to see him right away. I won't want him if I start something. Come and see. After He Hongmei finished speaking, she sighed. Zhang Chen had long thought that this would be the result. He thought about it and decided not to let He Hongmei feel discouraged and feel that he was fighting alone. Zhang Chen said to her, "My house here is ready. We bought a house on Yan'an Road to build the flagship store of Half-Acre Field." "Yan'an Road, really?" "That's right. I'm taking Zhao Zhigang and Lao Wan over to measure the dimensions. We'll start construction after they clear the place." "Great," He Hongmei shouted, "Okay, I won't tell you any more. I have made an appointment with someone and will go over to talk to him soon. I also want to win it as soon as possible to make sure I won't be pulled down by you." "Okay, if you win, I will come to Chongqing right away to help you design it," Zhang Chen said. "Okay, master, we have an agreement. It's a deal." The three of them arrived at the door of the sales department of Yiming Food Factory. Zhang Chen saw that during the day, there were more people than last night. Most of them were older people. The 30% off 3 at the door was marked with a cross, with a 2 written on it. Zhang Chen walked into the store and saw Manager Mao helping at the counter below. Manager Mao also saw Zhang Chen, walked out of the counter and asked Zhang Chen, "Are you that boss Zhang?" Zhang Chen said, "Yes, I am. Hello, Manager Mao." Manager Mao looked around and told Zhang Chen that the items were almost ready for sale today and it would take less than 3 days. The truck that moved the counters would not be available until the day after tomorrow. "Can boss Zhang let these counters go? Let's give it another day?" Zhang Chen said, "There is no problem, it will be fine if you just sell it for a few more days. We also have to make preparations, not so fast for the time being." Manager Mao said okay and extended his hand. The two shook hands and then separated. Manager Mao continued to sell his goods, and Zhang Chen took Lao Wan and Zhao Zhigang to measure the dimensions. After finishing the measurement downstairs, Zhang Chen walked over and said to Manager Mao, "Mr. Mao, we are going to measure upstairs. Can we go in that office?" Okay, the door is open. This place is already yours. Boss Zhang, you can go wherever you want." Zhang Chen said thank you and thought to himself, Manager Mao is still a very smart person. When they arrived upstairs, the debris upstairs had been moved away and it was empty. Zhang Chen couldn't help but smile. He didn't expect that these people were quite efficient in moving. It was probably because they got their wages that they became more motivated. The three people went upstairs and downstairs, inside and outside the building, to measure all the dimensions. When they returned to the factory, it was already dinner time. Zhang Chen received a call from He Hongmei. On the phone, He Hongmei said excitedly that the store has been decided, the agreement has just been signed and the money has been paid. "Great," Zhang Chen shouted. "Haha, it's great, more than 260 square meters, at the Jifang Bay." "Master, do you know the Jifang Bay in Chongqing?" Zhang Chen said he didn't know, so when I went back to Xiao Zhao's house, I passed by Chongqing and had no impression at all. You will know the most lively place in Chongqing when you come here. By the way, master, ask Sister Xiaozhao to come with you. I will drive my sister's car and take her back to her parents' home. If we leave early in the morning, we can go back and forth in one day. Zhang Chen said yes, but Zhang Xiangbei couldn't fly. Why can't you sit down? How long has it been since he was born? Yes. When my niece was as old as Baibei, my sister took her to Guangzhou to purchase goods. I specifically asked an experienced doctor. The doctor said that babies can fly after 1 month after birth. You prepare a baby bottle. When getting on and off the plane, put some cotton in his ears and give him water from the baby bottle. By the way, you can also let Sister Xiaozhao feed him milk. Great. Then I'll make arrangements here and come over. Zhang Chen hung up the phone and went to the showroom. The market was not busy yet. They could use the time before the Lantern Festival to take a trip to Chongqing. Zhang Chen calculated that they could stay in Chongqing for 3 nights. He spent 2 days are enough to design and communicate with the decoration team. There is still 1 day to go to Xiao Zhao's house. Although time is tight, it can be arranged. If they stay for 1 more day, they won't have time. The factory, store, and construction site are all waiting for them. Zhang Chen sat down in front of the workbench. He thought that he would be busy all night today. He would first draw out the most basic construction drawings and construction plans and hand them over to Lao Wan, so that Lao Wan and the others could do the entire house first. An inspection was conducted to see which areas needed to be reinforced, including rafters, tiles and floor slabs that needed to be replaced. After all, it was an old building. Then there is the preparation of materials and the dismantling of the places that need to be dismantled first. After they completed this, they returned from Chongqing and could start the official construction. A helper from the cafeteria walked in, carrying a stainless steel tray in her hand, which contained a plate of green pepper meat slices, a bowl of soup and a portion of rice. She told Zhang Chen that this was what factory director Zhao asked me to deliver. Zhang Chen quickly said thank you, thank you. You put it here after you finish it, and I'll collect it, the helper said. Zhang Chen said yes, thank you. He ate while writing, and after eating most of the bowl of rice, he realized that he had not eaten a single chopstick of the food. He smiled, pushed the rice away a little, moved the food in front of him, and continued to eat while writing, unknowingly eating all the food on the plate. After eating, I woke up. He poured the soup into the remaining rice, finished it quickly, and pushed the entire tray aside. He didn't know when the helper came to take it away. After dinner with Chu Tianlin and Xiaoan, Xiao Zhao took a taxi and went directly back to the factory. Hearing from Zhang Chen that they were going to Chongqing the day after tomorrow, and that Hongmei was going to drive them home, Xiao Zhao was so happy that he was about to run to the office to call his aunt. Zhang Chen said, "It's already off work now. Is there anyone in the village who will answer the phone?" Yes, there is someone on duty. They will call Mayor Niu." Zhang Chen laughed. "Anyone who dares not to call him Township Chief Niu will probably not be able to sleep tonight." Xiao Zhao came back holding Zhang Xiangbei with red eyes. Zhang Chen asked her what was wrong. Xiao Zhao shook his head and said it was nothing, she was happy. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen said that my aunt knew that we were pressed for time and had to go back and forth on the same day. She said that we didn't have to go home. She called my parents to wait for us in the countryside, which saved time. Zhang Chen nodded and asked whether it was Mayor Niu or she who was more considerate. Zhang Chen worked all night to prepare everything. He gave the renderings, construction drawings, and construction plans to Lao Wan, explained them clearly to him, and asked him to think about any other problems. While he was here today, can be raised. Lao Wan said, "I will take people to go there to have a look." Zhang Chen said yes. When Lao Wan walked to the door, Zhang Chen stopped him and told him, "Don't leave yet, wait for me, I will be back soon." Zhang Chen rode his bicycle back home. Xiao Zhao had already gotten up. Zhang Xiangbei also sent him to the nanny's house. When Zhang Chen came back, Xiao Zhao made a bed for him to sleep. She herself went to Sijiking, where there was a civil aviation ticket office, and she was going to buy a ticket. Zhang Chen told her, "You go, I'll get the things and I have to go back to the factory." "Aren't you going to sleep anymore?" Xiao Zhao shouted. "I still have something to do, come back and sleep again." Zhang Chen took out the camera and film from the cabinet, and told Xiao Zhao that the renderings of our store should be left to Lao Wan. "I was going to take photos of the renderings and bring them to He Hungmei, otherwise." "I know, you're afraid of being scolded by her," Xiao Zhao said with a smile. "No, it's to give her confidence and also give her family confidence. It's not easy for He Hungmei to convince her family." Xiao Zhao nodded. She felt that what Zhang Chen said made sense. Zhang Chen returned to the factory and took pictures of the renderings one by one. To be on the safe side, he took 2 pictures of each picture. There was still film left to run out. Zhang Chen thought about it and took another picture of their showroom, and He Hungmei was certainly familiar with all the workshops, including the construction site where they were working. Zhang Chen wanted to take photos of them to show them to her family. Zhang Chen had a premonition that Chongqing would probably become the center of his company in the southwest. Zhang Chen took the film out of the camera and handed it to Lao Wan. He told him that there is a color enlarging department in the international building at the end of Yan'an Road, just past our store. You can help me get it developed. It's urgent. We need it today. Print 3 sets. Lao Wan said yes. Thanks to Lao Chantang, the mood of reading is different, and Brokeback Mountain for the rewards. Thank you Bugs Buffy and Tiger for your monthly votes. Thank you for all the votes and reading. Happy weekend everyone. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 624. Chongqing's Liberation Monument, formerly known as the Anti-Japanese War Victory Monument, was completed in August 1947 to commemorate the Chinese people's victory in the Anti-Japanese War. In 1950, the then mayor of Chongqing Chen Zilian asked for instructions from the Southwest Military and Political Commission and was approved. The monument to commemorate the victory of the Anti-Japanese War was renamed the People's Liberation Monument, and Liu Bachan inscribed the title. The name Liberation Monument has been used to this day. Jifangbei is the busiest commercial area in Chongqing. The Chongqing department store and the 15-story Huixian building, once the tallest building in Chongqing, are all here. The store He Hungmei rented was on the first floor of Huixian building. He Hungmei drove her sister Santana to pick them up at the airport. She arranged for Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao to stay at the Huixian building hotel, and Zhang Chen, after putting my luggage in the room, I asked to go to the first floor to have a look. Zhang Xiangbei hadn't seen He Hungmei for several days. He seemed very happy to see her. At the airport, he stretched out his hand and asked He Hungmei to hug him. He Hungmei was overjoyed and carried him to the parking lot outside. While He Hungmei was driving, Zhang Xiangbei was sitting in the car. Behind him, when he heard He Hungmei's voice, he kept looking around for He Hungmei. Now, of course, He Hungmei was still holding him. The 3 of them took the elevator to the first floor. Huixian Tower was located on the corner of Zhouranzi Road and Minzi Road. The door of the hotel opened to Zhouranzi Road, and the store He Hungmei rented was the podium of the hotel. When it was first built, this was a Western restaurant open to the public in the hotel, but at that time there were really not many people who wanted to eat Western food. Later, it was changed to a breakfast restaurant, selling hand-cooked noodles, and brains. Now it is simply rented out. There is no entrance or exit from the hotel's main door, but another door opens to Minzi Road, facing the Liberation Monument and the Chongqing department store opposite. Zhang Chen could tell at a glance that this place was so good and it was a prime location in Chongqing. Zhang Chen took out his sketchbook and started drawing. After drawing, Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao carried Zhang Xiangbei upstairs first. He Hongmei went to the parking lot and told Zhang Chen that she had brought paper, pens, and paints with her in the car. Superior. Not long after Zhang Chen and the others returned to the room, He Hongmei came up and brought everything Zhang Chen needed. Zhang Chen took out the photos he took yesterday and showed them to He Hongmei. He Hongmei looked at them and screamed, asking Zhang Chen, "Can you give this photo to her? She wants to show it to her family." Xiao Zhao said with a smile. "When your master took the photo yesterday, he wanted to give it to you." He Hongmei chuckled. He Hongmei remembered it. She told Zhang Chen that they would leave space in their store. After the flagship store in Hangzhou was renovated, they would take a photo of the flagship store and make it very large and hang it in the store. In the future, all franchise stores will have photos of the flagship store. Zhang Chen thinks this is a good idea. Zhang Chen smiled and said, "What, you don't want to fight for the flagship store anymore? Forget it, you're too big to compete." He Hongmei smiled, "I'll just be the Chongqing head office." He Hongmei and Xiao Zhao went to play with Zhang Xiangbei, leaving Zhang Chen alone in the room. They agreed to pick him up after dinner. In the evening, her parents wanted to treat Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao to hot pot. Because the store is on the podium of the hotel, and the hotel restaurant is on the second floor, the windows of the restaurant cannot be blocked. Therefore, this store cannot use hundreds of square meters of the entire facade to create a vertical structure like Zhang Chen and his own building. Noodle. However, the geographical location of this store also requires that this store must be very eye-catching, so that people who are playing in Jifangbei Square, or even people standing at the entrance of the Chongqing department store opposite, can see this store from a distance. Therefore, Zhang Chen decided to design the entire facade into a factory shape. The 2-meter-high door head above is connected with 1/3 of the store's facade. The entire outside side of the store is covered with glass. After one part is blocked, the momentum appears from the outside, but when looking from the inside out, if what you see is the back of the back panel, it will feel very depressing. The side facing the outside, in order to be consistent with their flagship store in Hangzhou, is also made of 10 cm wide wooden strips, arranged 2.5 cm apart across the entire wall, and there is also a black backboard behind it. The difference is, with the back panel facing inwards, Zhang Chen made a flower wall, covered with red roses and silk flowers, so that when viewed through the glass, not only would it not be depressing, but it would actually be a surprise. Zhang Chen took the elevator downstairs alone. He walked to the door of the store to take a look, and then stepped back outside step by step. He retreated to the Liberation Monument. He stretched out his thumb and index finger with both hands to form a square frame. "Look this way through the box." Then he continued to retreat back until he walked to the door of the Chongqing department store opposite. He pointed fingers to form a square frame and looked this way. He was calculating the size of the 3 words "half an acre of land" and made sure to stand here. Can be seen clearly. Zhang Chen walked back across the square and walked to the door of Huixianlu Hotel. He saw Xiao Zhao and He Hongmei coming out of it. It turned out that they went upstairs and didn't see Zhang Chen in the room, so they went downstairs to look for him again. He Hongmei took them to Hanja Cave, where her parents, sister and brother-in-law, and their daughter, were already waiting for Zhang Chen and the others. After everyone chatted and sat down, He Hongmei showed them the photos Zhang Chen brought. They were very happy to see them. He Hongmei's sister and Xiao Zhao sat together. He Hongmei said, "From now on, my sister will be in charge of the Chongqing head office here. You should keep in touch frequently." Zhang Chen told them his plans for the afternoon, and they all expressed their approval. After finishing the hot pot, he returned to the room, took a short rest after taking a shower, and Zhang Chen started working. At 12 o'clock in the evening, He Hongmei went to the lobby downstairs and called up, urging them to get down quickly. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao carried Zhang Xiangbei downstairs. He Hongmei said they were going to have a late-night snack or hot pot. Xiao Zhao became excited when he heard it. Zhang Chen cursed, "We just had hot pot for dinner, and you are hungry again." Xiao Zhao giggled, and He Hongmei said, "When you get to Chongqing, you just want to eat hot pot, guo guo, 24-hour hot pot." After returning from a midnight snack, Zhang Chen continued working. Xiao Zhao took Zhang Xiangbei to bed first, and it took another all-nighter until Zhang Chen finished drawing a complete set of effects inside and outside the store. When He Hongmei came at noon, Zhang Chen was still sleeping, and Xiao Zhao handed her the stack of renderings. When Zhang Chen woke up in the afternoon, He Hongmei and the owner of the decoration company were already waiting for him in the lobby bar downstairs. Zhang Chen went downstairs and 3 people went to the scene. Zhang Chen taught the owner of the decoration company what to do, especially how to deal with some details. There were also some decoration materials that could not be found in Chongqing. Zhang Chen had to teach him how to use other materials, how to adapt and replace the materials, especially how to achieve the same effect. After all, Chongqing at that time was incomparable to Hangzhou, and these 2 places were even more incomparable to Haikan. Many decoration materials had to be adapted to local conditions. He Hongmei and the people from the decoration company said that they will go to Linshui tomorrow and return to Chongqing in the evening. If there is anything they don't know, they can ask tomorrow night. If you don't ask, it will be too late for you to regret it when my master leaves. Zhang Chen smiled and said, "Don't scare him, it's not that serious." He gave his business card to the boss of the decoration company and told him, "When I go back to Hangzhou, if you encounter any problems during construction, you can call me at any time." "You want it," the owner of the decoration company said. In the evening, Xiao Zhao went to buy gifts for her family. She counted them one by one on her fingers, what to buy for this, what to buy for that, and soon the trunk of Santana was filled. Zhang Chen came up with an idea and said that the back seat there is still room, so there is no need to buy anything else, just Hongtashan cigarettes. "Why buy so many cigarettes?" Xiao Zhao asked puzzledly. "There are so many people in the village who have helped us. Let your uncle give it to you, but we don't know how to give it. Also, when someone you forgot to count shows up, you didn't prepare any other gifts, so you just gave him a cigarette. It's the same thing for people, cigarettes don't distinguish between men and women, anyone who can get it can put it to use." Xiao Zhao thought it made sense. They bought more than 90 cartons of cigarettes and filled all the available places in the car. Xiao Zhao only stayed in the back row, leaving a small space for himself and Zhang Xiangbei. He Hongmei stood at the side and laughed. She said, "You are not going back to your parents' home. You are just preparing to go back and open a store." Xiao Zhao looked at her with a snort and sneered, and said to her, "You will know when you get married. It's so troublesome to get married, so I'll forget it," He Hongmei quickly shouted. From Chongqing to Linshui County and then to their hometown, it was more than 180 kilometers in total. The next day, they set off from Huixianlu Hotel at around 6 o'clock. The road was not easy to walk, and even for a brave person like He Hongmei, it took more than 3 hours to drive to Xiao Zhao and his family's hometown. The car was still on the small street, but before it reached the gate of the township government, He Hongmei shouted, "I'm going, what's going on?" Zhang Chen sat in the passenger seat and looked forward. He was also startled. He saw dozens of people waiting at the entrance of the township government. Some of their faces were very familiar. Zhang Chen quickly called Xiao Zhao. "Look, are these all your relatives?" Xiao Zhao felt a little motion sick. She hugged Zhang Xiangbei and sat in the back seat with her eyes closed. When Zhang Chen shouted, she quickly opened her eyes and looked forward, tears streaming down her face instantly. It turned out that not only her parents came out of the house, but she saw those standing at the gate of the township government were all her relatives. Even her grandmother, aunts, and uncles all came out of the house early in the morning. Outside this group of people, there was a group of people surrounding them. They all came to see Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen. Xiao Zhao didn't even know that she had already become a celebrity in the countryside. The rural postman went from village to village. After word of mouth spread the matter of Xiao Zhao sending back 5 remittance orders at one time, who still doesn't know about Xiao Zhao? Think about it, if you can't even write out a remittance slip for the money sent back, and you have to write 5 remittance slips, how much will it cost? Tisk tisk. In addition, they came back today in a car that was better than the county magistrate. Everyone felt that it was worth watching. At that time, the county government only had an old Beijing Jeep 121 with a grass-green canvas hood and even an air conditioner. None. In the summer, I sit inside and fan myself. In this season, even the county magistrate's feet will freeze when I sit here from the county seat. When Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao saw their aunt, they waved their hands and shouted loudly for people to get out of the way and let the car drive to the township government. People all got out of the way, but the car did not move. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao looked at when Xiao Zhao's parents and grandmother arrived. They all changed into a set of clean clothes and stood there a little awkwardly. Xiao Zhao's younger brother and sister had already run to the car and knocked on the window. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao quickly got out of the car. Xiao Zhao's sister was coming to hug Zhang Xiangbei. Xiao Zhao's mother was afraid that she wouldn't be able to hold her, so she patted her hand, then reached into Xiao Zhao's arms and hugged Zhang Xiangbei. Xiao Zhao's sister looked aggrieved and pouted. Xiao Zhao hugged her after getting out of the car. She immediately turned gloomy again, and her younger brother immediately came closer. After Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao got out of the car, He Hongmei started the car and drove into the courtyard of the township government through the crowd who got out of the way. Thank you Leo and book friend 201909230054291143 for your monthly votes. Thank you Zuzu, Nashu, ranked third from top to bottom, flipping through books every day, on the shore 131, and the reward for the baby tin soldier. Thanks for all the votes and reading. Happy weekend everyone. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 625. At noon, 9 tables were set up in the canteen of the township government and in the open space outside. Not only the relatives, but also the secretary and township chief, as well as the deputy township chief, police station chief, civil affairs chief, and other officials who Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao met when they came back last time. The director of the institute, the director of the family planning center, and many others came. After eating, there were so many relatives who had nowhere to go, so they just sat here, taking turns to hug Zhang Xiangbei again, and then went back first with the gifts Xiao Zhao gave them. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao originally planned to return to Chongqing in the afternoon, but their aunt refused to let them go. Naturally, their parents and younger siblings were reluctant to leave. Grandma held Xiao Zhao's hand and never let go. Auntie said, "After dinner, would you like to have dinner here before leaving?" When she said this, she was not directed at Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao, but at He Hongmei. She knew that at this time, the driver is the most critical. If she agrees not to leave, even if you want to leave, don't leave. I want to go. He Hongmei smiled and said, okay, we are not in a hurry to go back, we can leave at night. The others cheered. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao were reluctant to leave. They also thought that the road was not easy to walk, it was too hard for He Hongmei to drive at night. Since she even said so, of course they were very happy. For dinner, only Xiao Zhao's parents, grandmother, uncle, aunt, and uncle were left. These very close relatives ate at the aunt's house. The whole family ate and chatted happily. After eating until about 9 o'clock, Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao took a look. They still had to drive for more than 3 hours to go back. Although Hongmei kept saying that it was fine, her aunt had let her sleep in the room in the afternoon, so she was fine even if she drove in the middle of the night. But Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao still felt that they should leave. Xiao Zhao told them that Bai Bei has gradually grown up and can fly. After the store here is opened in Chongqing, she will often come to Chongqing. By then, there will not be so many things in Hangzhou, so she can take them there. Let Bai Bei go home and stay there for a few days. The younger brother and younger sister still cried, but this time they agreed that this summer, their father would send them to the county town and take a bus to Chongqing. When Hongmei was in Chongqing, someone would pick them up at the station and then take them to the airport. The plane goes to Hangzhou, and Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen can pick them up in Hangzhou. The two of them cried very sadly. Thinking of being able to fly during the summer vacation, they laughed again. After laughing, they still cried, which made Zhang Xiangbei burst into tears. Xiao Zhao shouted, "Bye bye Bai Bei, look at your two crying uncles and aunties." The younger brother and younger sister immediately stopped crying and wiped away their tears while everyone laughed. I had nothing to say during this journey, and I had nothing to say when I returned to Chongqing. The next day, Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao took a flight back to Hangzhou. They thought about their first trip to Chongqing, and then they realized that it was so convenient. They could travel so much in just 3 days. The place. Xiao Zhao said, "It's not about money. Only when you have money can you go anywhere conveniently." Zhang Chen thought about it and said with a smile, "Okay, then let's make money." The next day everyone went to work, and there were more and more customers in the market. Xiao Zhao got up early in the morning, finished feeding Zhang Xiangbei, squeezed another bottle of milk and put it on the table, and then went to see Xiaoli and Xiaowan. Market. Zhang Chen got up at around 7 o'clock, took the bottle of milk on the table, carried Zhang Xiangbei to the nanny's house, and then went to the factory by himself. As soon as Zhang Chen walked to the gate of the factory, he met Lao Wan riding a tricycle. There were 5 or 6 people from their maintenance team sitting on the car, followed by a tricycle full of tools. When Lao Wan saw Zhang Chen, he stopped and told him that construction on Yan'an Road could start today, and the bamboo from Xiaowu's place would also be delivered today. Zhang Chen said, "Okay, you go there first, I will come back later." "Boss Zhang, Happy New Year." Someone called Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen turned around and saw the 2 women from Wuhu and Ma'anshan standing at the door of the office. It turned out that they had also come out to purchase goods. Zhang Chen quickly said Happy New Year to them too. Zhang Chen walked over, pointed to Wuhu's office, and asked, "Boss Zhang, what is this?" Zhang Chen followed them in and saw on the wall that Lao Wan had posted the renderings he drew there. Zhang Chen told them that this is our store and it will open in more than a month. "Specialty store? Where is it?" Ma Anshan asked. "Hangchang, Yan'an Road, this is our flagship store. By the way, after it opens here, you will go here to get the goods," Zhang Chen told them. "What do you mean?" the 2 people asked, not understanding. Zhang Chen told them what they were going to do next. You sit down, Boss Zhang, you sit down." The man from Wuhu seemed to have arrived at his own place, and instead asked Zhang Chen to sit down, and Zhang Chen sat down. Zhang Chen from Wuhu asked him to explain in detail what he had said before and how to do it. Zhang Chen told them in detail the model they planned to make. Ma Anshan asked, "If we do this, we won't actually have to go to Hangzhou in the future. You can put our goods directly. Is it okay to just bring it over on the bus?" Zhang Chen is right. You don't need to come for normal replenishment. Send a fax and we will distribute the goods. Unless it is seasonal, or when many new models are released, or when you need to exchange goods in the end, you only need to go to the company to settle the account once. Exchange? What to exchange for? Wuhu asked. Zhang Chen told them about their exchange policy. The two looked at each other and laughed. This is great, Ma Anshan said. In their minds, they immediately calculated that if they purchased 100,000 yuan of goods in one season, 10%, then at the end of the season, there would be 10,000 yuan that could be exchanged, and there would be no inventory left to sell clothing. Yes, what we are most afraid of is inventory. The overstocked inventory is all working capital. And the 15,000 yuan franchise fee is a one-time fee. They can come back in 1 year and don't have to pay it again next year. This is still a good deal for them. As long as I pay the franchise fee, you will help me design the store, and help me sell the image and so on. By the way, you can guarantee that no one else in Wuhu will be able to buy your goods already. Zhang Chen is right. That person is also from Wuhu. He went to the market, pretended that he was not from Wuhu, and bought goods. How did you know? We have encountered this kind of thing too many times in the past. The bosses told us to help us control the goods. In the end I can't control it, Ma Anshan said. After the opening of this store, we no longer have a stall in the wholesale market. People who purchase goods from us have signed agreements with us. We know exactly where everyone is from. How can we not control the goods? Also, isn't there a deposit? We have stipulated in the agreement that specialty stores cannot mix goods. What do you mean? Wuhu asked. That is, for example, if he opens a store in Hefei, he cannot take the goods to other places. Even if he opens a store in Wuhu, he cannot sell our goods. The exclusive agreement is an agreement for one place, not one. The customer makes an agreement and if he wants to sell it, he violates the agreement, and we will deduct his deposit, or in serious cases, cancel his exclusive qualification. The two men nodded and understood. Boss Zhang, do you have an agreement here? Let me see, asked from Wuhu. Zhang Chen took out the agreement copied by He Hungmei from the drawer and told her that this was going to be printed. There were many things going on these days and he hadn't had time to send it to the printing house for printing. Wuhu took it over and looked at it carefully. She asked Zhang Chen, had anyone signed this agreement? Zhang Chen said honestly, not yet, but the general agent in Chongqing has started to do it, and the agreement is waiting for her to come over to sign. Xiao Zhao and I just came back from Chongqing yesterday to help them with store design. The head office in Chongqing, opened at Jifangbei. Do you know Jifangbei? Both of them shook their heads and said that they had never been to Chongqing. The busiest place in Chongqing is opposite the Chongqing department store. Their store is located there. Their store should have opened earlier than ours in Hangzhou. The decoration is simple. How about I sign this first agreement with you, Boss Zhang? Wuhu asked suddenly. Zhang Chen was stunned for a moment, thinking she was joking, so he joked with her and said with a smile. Okay, if you sign, you will become our first secondary agent. I will also go to Wuhu to help you design the store. Okay, you make another copy of this agreement and I sign it, said the man from Wuhu. Zhang Chen looked at her and asked, really? Really, what's the point of lying to you? You said I'm a second-level agent, and the second-level agent is 30,000, right? I don't have that much cash with me. I'll transfer it to Xiao Zhao's account when I go out. Only then did Zhang Chen realize that the other party was not joking. He said okay, then I will make a copy of this. Zhang Chen took out a pen and paper, then a carbon paper, and copied the agreement. When the person from Wuhu saw it, he smiled and said, the agreement is the first one written by Boss Zhang himself. By the way, Boss Zhang, the number is also 001, right? Haha, you won't have this kind of treatment in the future. She said to Ma Anshan. Zhang Chen also laughed after hearing this, and the man from Wuhu added, Boss Zhang, as you said, you are going to Wuhu to help me design the store. Okay, I will definitely go, just tell me the time, Zhang Chen said. Then I don't care. When I sign, you will also go to Ma'anshan to help me design, and I will treat you to delicious food. Ma'anshan said. Okay, you are special too, I'll go. Zhang Chen copied the agreement, signed it, and stamped it. He also followed the example of Director Fan of Yiming Food Factory, folded the three-piece agreement, and stamped it with a seam seal. The man from Wuhu took out his ID card, wrote down his business address and ID number, and signed his name. He also followed Zhang Chen's example and folded the three-piece agreement without a seal, then signed it. Only then did I realize that Wuhu's name was originally Xiang Qin. Xiang Qin picked up the two agreements. She returned the copied copy to Zhang Chen and told him, I want the handwritten one. Xiang Qin and Zhang Chen said that her current store will expire at the end of February, and she has already found a new store and is preparing to decorate it. When she comes this time, she is thinking of looking for goods from several more stores, but she hasn't decided what to look for yet. Because the new store is twice as big as her original one, with more than 50 square meters, she didn't expect to encounter this problem. Haha, she doesn't have to worry about finding goods. I believe your products are easy to sell. The man from Ma'anshan said, I will look for a store when I go back. Ma'anshan, you must keep it for me and not give it to anyone else. Zhang Chen said yes, I will definitely keep it for you. Thank you to the Qing Empire for the reward. Thank you Pai Wuzun for your monthly ticket. Thank you for all the votes and reading. Happy everyone. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 626. Xiang Qin told Zhang Chen that there was a bus to Ma'anshan in the parking lot behind the Sijiking Huaxia Hotel, specifically for merchants like them who traveled to and from Sijiking in Hangzhou to wholesale clothing. This bus will pass through Wuhu when coming and going. It departs at 11 o'clock every day and arrives at Wuhu in the evening. The opposite bus departs from Wuhu at 10 o'clock every night and arrives in Hangzhou at 5 o'clock the next morning. Zhang Chen arranged the time. You can take this bus, which is equivalent to spending a day in Wuhu. Xiang Qin smiled and said, I will treat you to delicious food when you come. Zhang Chen said yes, I will take time out in the next 2 days and go there. Xiang Qin and Ma'anshan said, haha, I will just take the goods here today, and I will not take other goods. I will sell them until the end of the month and try to clear out all the goods in other stores in the store. The two of them picked up the goods in the factory. Ma'anshan dragged Xiang Qin and insisted that she accompany him to Sijiking to purchase goods. Lao Wan and the two tricycles were not at the factory. Zhang Chen and Zhao Zhigang took them to the bus station on Hanghai Road on bicycles. Zhao Zhigang rode back, and Zhang Chen rode his bicycle to Yan'an Road. When passing Sijiking, he stopped at the entrance of the market, walked to the stall, and told Xiao Zhao that Xiang Qin had signed the agreement. And asked Xiao Zhao to check later to see if her 30,000 yuan franchise fee and deposit had been paid. Xiao Zhao was happy when he heard it and said with a smile, this Xiang Qin, it's her again. Zhang Chen asked curiously, did you know her name is Xiang Qin? Of course, I have been in business for such a long time, how could I not know? Then do you know what Ma'anshan is called? Wang Lijhen, why, you still don't know their names, Xiao Zhao asked. Zhang Chen chuckled, why do I want to know the girl's name? By the way, what do you mean by her? Xiao Zhao looked at Zhang Chen, shook his head, and said with a smile, it seems that you are really a noble person now. You don't remember anything. Have you forgotten that Xiang Qin is our own product, the first wholesale customer? The first one to get cotton and linen shirts. She came into this market to use the restroom, and then she saw our stall, and later introduced Wang Lijhen and came to buy goods. As soon as Xiao Zhao said that, Zhang Chen remembered it and shouted, it's true. I didn't expect that she would be the first one to sign the franchise agreement today. It seems like she can really bring us good luck. It's true, every time she comes, our business is a little better than other days. Really, I like it best when she comes, Xylee shouted from the side. Zhang Chen couldn't figure out what was going on. He walked towards the outside of the market. Halfway there, he remembered, hey, this Yang Qin always comes with Wang Lichhen from Mianshan. The two of them take the goods every time. There are quite a lot of them. Since the two of them came together, the turnover is of course higher than usual. Isn't it normal? Zhang Chen couldn't help but laugh. But it was true that Xiang Qin brought them good luck. As soon as Zhang Chen walked to the door, he received a call from Zhao Zhigang. He asked Zhang Chen to go back to the factory immediately, saying that the two customers from Nanjing were here and they wanted to come and stock up. You take them to the showroom to distribute goods. It's not their first time here, Zhang Chen and Zhao Zhigang said. No, I didn't hear you and those two women talking about joining the franchise and the store. I told them, and they also wanted to do it. However, they asked me about many things, and I can't tell clearly, Zhao Zhigang said anxiously. As soon as Zhang Chen heard this, he said, okay, I'll be right back. Zhang Chen called the booth, and Xiao Li answered the call. Zhang Chen asked her where was Xiao Zhao. Xylee said, she is doing business with Xiao Wan, do you want me to call her? Do you know the names of those two in Nanjing? Zhang Chen asked. I know, the man's name is Gao Zhepeng, and the woman's name is Su Li. Okay, that's enough, no need to call me Xiao Zhao. Gao Zhepeng and Su Li were waiting for Zhang Chen in the office. Gao Zhepeng looked at his watch from time to time. They bought good goods at Sijiking early in the morning and then ran here. Zhao Zhigang had also arranged the goods here for them. The accounts in the finance department were also settled. Gao Zhepeng was worried that if Zhang Chen didn't come back, they would have no time and would have to rush back to Sijiking. Although the driver of the bus was familiar to them, he would only wait for them for 10 minutes at most. No matter how long it took, other passengers on the bus can make ghosts scream. Zhang Chen pedaled his bicycle very fast and reached the door of the office. He threw the bicycle away and hurried in. He almost bumped into Gao Zhepeng, who came out, and both of them laughed. Zhang Chen quickly said, Happy New Year to Mr. Gao and Miss Su. The two of them also said, Happy New Year to Mr. Zhang. Quickly, tell us what's going on, Gao Zhepeng and Zhang Chen said. Zhang Chen simply took out the agreement from the drawer and told Gao Zhepeng that it hadn't been printed yet, so take a look. Gao Zhepeng lowered his head and looked up. Zhang Chen told Su Li what was going on, and Su Li kept nodding. What a dick, Gao Zhepeng shouted before Zhang Chen finished speaking. Su Li looked at him. It's easy to do, Gao Zhepeng and Su Li said. Su Li took the agreement from Gao Zhepeng and read it hastily. Su Li immediately discovered a problem. She asked Gao Zhepeng, should you do it in Nanjing or should I do it? Gao Zhepeng was stunned for a moment and asked Zhang Chen, yes, does that mean that if she does it, I won't be able to do it? Zhang Chen nodded and said, yes, we can only develop one customer in a city. There is no limit to how many stores we can open in the city. That is the right of this customer. Then I sign and agree that you can do it too, so that's not right, Gao Zhepeng and Su Li said. I want to be your branch? Are you kidding me? Su Li said, we both open the same store, you can figure it out. There seems to be something unspeakable in this. Both of them know that this is a good thing, and neither of them wants to give up. But they also know that if one store opens, the other store will definitely not be able to open. After finally finding a store that sells good products, who will be willing to give up? In the end, Su Li came up with a solution. She said that it would be easier to open this store than our current store. Alternatively, we could find another store to open and we could join forces. Gao Zhepeng shouted, Okay, then sign it. Sign, Su Li also said. The two people took out the money from their bags and each counted out 15,000. Zhang Chen quickly said, don't rush, wait until you find the store before signing. I'll keep it for you in Nanjing. Gao Zhepeng looked at his watch and said, do it quickly, I'm afraid she will regret it. You will regret it, Su Li scolded. Both of them urged. Zhang Chen could only quickly use the carbon paper to copy the agreement. As soon as he finished copying, Gao Zhepeng took it and signed it. Su Li also signed behind him. Zhang Chen signed and sealed the agreement. Gao Zhepeng gave it to them, and both of them were humble again. One said it would be where you were, but it was inconvenient for me. Gao Zhepeng and Zhang Chen said, Mr. Zhang, let me make a suggestion. Zhang Chen quickly waved his hand, you said. Gao Zhepeng said, since we are now a specialty store, should we make the hang tags of our clothes more formal, just like in shopping malls, directly mark the retail price, so that customers will not bargain haphazardly when they come, and when she arrives in specialty stores across the country, all you see are uniform prices. Zhang Chen's eyes lit up and he said, yes, your suggestion is good. Zhang Chen thought for a while and said to Gao Zhepeng, well, we will also change the order when we get the goods in the future. When you buy goods from us, you will get a 42% discount on the retail price. It is stipulated that each specialty store will be under normal sales time, the lowest price cannot be less than 8.5% off. Okay, sure, Gao Zhepeng said, then change this agreement and include the discount for purchasing the goods. Zhang Chen said yes, he took the agreement back, put it on carbon paper, and filled in this item. Gao Zhepeng looked at his watch and asked Zhang Chen, can someone help us deliver Sijiking? Time is a bit tight. Zhang Chen walked outside and called Zhao Zhigang. Zhao Zhigang said that a tricycle had returned. Zhang Chen asked him to immediately arrange to send Gao Zhepeng and the others to Sijiking. Gao Zhepeng put his and Su Li's goods on the tricycle, rode a bicycle himself, and took Su Li away. Zhang Chen returned to the office, sat down, and looked at the agreement on the table. He felt that there should be two agreements, one for the general agent, and one for the second and third level agents. The two agreements were the largest. The difference is that the discount given to the general agent is 30% off, while the discount given to the second and third level agents is 42% off. The general agent and the second and third level agents below must also use the unified blank agreement provided by the company. The discounts are also unified, and the minimum retail discount is also unified. Only in this way can the management of all specialty stores across the country be standardized. As Gao Zhepeng said, when customers visit their stores across the country, they are all the same. Zhang Chen remembered that Meng Ping seemed to have said something similar when he cited KFC as an example. Zhang Chen used carbon paper to copy 2 copies of the agreement. He put 1 copy in the drawer. Tonight, he would design the covers and layout of the 2 agreements anyway and ask Chu Tianlin to help print them. There were also 2 copies of the agreement. He put it in his bag and decided that after going to Yan'an Road, he would go to Huanglong Hotel, find the business center, print it out, and deal with emergencies first. Zhang Chen got the agreement typed out with a Sitong Chinese processor. It was indeed much more beautiful than the type typed on blue wax paper and then printed with a mimeograph machine. This one was typed directly on white paper, and then copied using a photocopier. Although it costs 20 yuan to type a copy and 3 yuan to copy a copy, the total cost of a 3-page agreement is 10 yuan. Zhang Chen thought it was still a good deal. He made 10 copies of the general agent's agreement. 30 copies of the agreement between the second and third level agents were made. Zhang Chen called He Hongmei's store in Chongqing. The call was answered by He Hongmei's sister. She said He Hongmei was at Huixian Tower and she had my eldest brother with her. You beat her. She told Zhang Chen her eldest brother's number. Zhang Chen called and He Hongmei picked up. Zhang Chen asked her how she was doing there. He Hongmei said, "This big head is so stupid. If I don't keep an eye on it, he will make a mistake." Zhang Chen laughed, knowing that the big head she was talking about was the owner of the decoration company. Zhang Chen told He Hongmei about the discount, and He Hongmei said, "This is good. Then when we ship the goods, the calculation will be much easier. We only need to calculate the total price according to the price on the tag, and then apply the discount. Instead of checking the purchase price and wholesale price of each style, you can fax the 2 revised agreements to my store." Zhang Chen said yes. Zhang Chen then told her that he had already signed 2 agreements, 3 in Wuhu and Nanjing, and the one in Mianjin had also been decided. She went back to find a store. "Haha, it's fully blossomed, great," He Hongmei smiled. "By the way, if you send us the agreement, we can also talk to some old customers here." Zhang Chen said okay. "Thank you Qing Empire 1, Zuzu, Nasha for the reward. Thank you Kongbufi and Black Tea 2015 for your monthly votes. Thanks for all the votes and reading. Happy Saturday everyone." The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 627. In the evening, Zhang Chen completed the design of the covers of the 2 agreements and the layout inside. He also thought that He Hongmei and her own stores, including the store in Wuhu, would be opening in the near future. When they opened, they would definitely need publicity, so he simply designed another one. A poster showing the grand opening of the half-acre field women's lifestyle store. After finishing the design, I thought that this poster could actually be used by all stores, so that the minimum number of prints could be achieved. Zhang Chen thought about it, and made the address and time under the poster blank. When each store is preparing to open, and then fill it in. In this way, before each store opens, this poster can be posted all over the city to expand its influence. The next morning, Zhang Chen went to Chu Tianlin with the agreement and poster, and explained his intention to Chu Tianlin. Chu Tianlin took the poster and agreement sample he designed to take a look at it, and called Xiaoan. Xiaoan walked in. Chu Tianlin picked up the poster, handed it to Xiaoan, and told her that you should place the order immediately and send it to the factory for urgent arrangements. "Just say what I said." Xiaoan said yes. She looked at the poster and knew it belonged to Zhang Chen and the others, so she asked Zhang Chen how many copies should be printed. Zhang Chen said 30,000. Xiaoan went out with the poster. Chu Tianlin and Zhang Chen said that this agreement does not require the use of Heidelberg machines. What is the use of the money? This requirement can be made by ordinary color printing machines. I will introduce you to a printing company in Hangzhou. Factory, you go there. Zhang Chen said okay, thank you Sister Tianlin. Then we talked about the hang tags. Each style has its own tag, and it is not easy to print. The price on each tag is handwritten or posted with stickers. Zhang Chen thinks the quality is not high. I know there is a tag machine, which is used by all stores in Hong Kong. It can print out everything from product name, product number, fabric composition to unit price at once. This machine seems to be made in the United States or the United Kingdom. It is not big and can be placed on the table. It's easy to use, but the price doesn't seem cheap, Chu Tianlin said. Sister Tianlin, can you help me find out? Chu Tianlin took out a business card book, rummaged through it, found it, and called him. The other party kept talking for a long time, using Cantonese mixed with half-baked Mandarin. Chu Tianlin said to the other party, wait a minute. She covered the microphone with her hand and said to Zhang Chen, yes, but it has to be shipped from Hong Kong, which is very expensive. The other party said it would cost 52,000 yuan for a machine, and it also needs to be equipped with a computer called something. It seemed like this each name needs to be matched with a special hang tag, which costs about 12 cents per hang tag. Zhang Chen thought for a while and wondered if there was 60,000 yuan coming in today. This 60,000 yuan was not in the original plan and could just be used to buy this. Zhang Chen said, yes, I want it. It's so expensive. Chu Tianlin was surprised. Zhang Chen nodded. Chu Tianlin let go of the hand covering the microphone and laughed, rubbing the other person bit by bit. Zhang Chen heard that the other person must be a Hong Kong person. He kept calling Miss Chu, begging for mercy, but the price was finally reduced to 49,000, and the price tag was reduced to 10 cents. Chu Tianlin asked Zhang Chen how much the tag would cost. Zhang Chen said 100,000, and Chu Tianlin said 50,000. After putting down the phone, Chu Tianlin and Zhang Chen said that they would pay 50,000 yuan in advance. The hang tag was not a big deal, but the paper type and specifications were different. Why should it be so expensive? When the goods arrive, I will help you find a factory. I will definitely be able to copy them. How can I do it? Factory, every penny you save is your own profit. These words were somewhat reproachful, blaming Zhang Chen for being too arrogant, and Zhang Chen couldn't help but blush. After coming out of Chu Tianlin's place, Zhang Chen went to Yan'an Road. He saw 2 or 3 people already building bamboo scaffolding outside. Zhang Chen walked inside and saw that the concrete mixer from the factory had been pulled over. Lao Wan and the others were pouring reinforced concrete columns and beams into the formwork on the ground. Zhang Chen knew that this was the wall that opened to the patio. Use. After the beams are poured, first support the floor with columns, then knock a crack horizontally in the wall. After inserting the beams, start knocking out the bricks under the beams. Knock out the middle bricks and use the columns to support the beams. And then expand to one side. After the frame on this side is built and firm, then expand to the other side. Once this is done, this place will be connected to the patio outside. Zhang Chen asked Lao Wan, no more people? Lao Wan said that it was not needed now and would be discussed in 2 days. Zhang Chen went to Wuhu. When he went there, he took all the tools including painting clips, paint pens, etc., so as not to have to buy them everywhere after arriving in Wuhu. When the bus arrived in Wuhu, it was around 7 o'clock in the evening. Xiang Qin was waiting for him where he got off the bus. He really wanted to take him to eat delicious food. Zhang Chen quickly said, no, I'd better go check out your place first. Now is the perfect time to watch the crowds of people at night. Xiang Qin's new store was on Zhongshan Road, which was the busiest street in Wuhu at that time. At night, the street in front of the store was crowded with people. This store is now a cotton shop, and there are still people playing cotton bang 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 inside. Zhang Chen saw the big character poster "This store is for sale, last discount" posted on the door, and thought to himself, this winter has passed, how many people are still there? What's the use of being able to stretch cotton tires and not getting discounts? The house is very old, but fortunately it is 1 story. The facade can be raised upwards without being restricted by height. For an old-fashioned street house, the floor height in the store is okay, and some work can be done on the ceiling. This makes Zhang Chen was overjoyed. He took out his sketchbook and started drawing quickly. After the drawing was completed, he and Xiang Qin went to eat delicious food, including 3 delicacies from the Yangtze River, Wubai salted duck and steamed rice with slag meat. That night, Zhang Chen helped Xiang Qin design it. At around 7 o'clock in the morning, he deliberately walked to that place to see the scene during the day. After returning to the hotel, he took out last night's design draft, looked at it, and modified it. He went to several places, and when Xiang Qin came to him at 9 o'clock, he had already finished everything, which surprised Xiang Qin. There were still 10 days left in the original store's lease, and Xiang Qin hadn't even found a decorator yet. Zhang Chen took a pencil and wrote on a piece of paper, telling Xiang Qin that when he was looking for a decorator, what points need to be paid attention to and which points should be emphasized to the other party, so that the other party will not think that you don't understand anything and bully you. Xiang Qin smiled and nodded and said, "Okay, I understand, Boss Zhang, thank you. When you find the decoration person, ask him to call me directly and I will tell him that there are some things that you can't remember even if I tell you. I will tell him that I will come over and take a look. In this way, he will don't dare to mess around." Zhang Chen and Xiang Qin said. Xiang Qin said yes. Zhang Chen couldn't wait until night to leave. There were too many things going on in Hangzhou. He asked Xiang Qin, apart from the bus at night, what other buses were there to Hangcheng. Xiang Qin told him that there were buses from the bus station and the train station. Going to Hangzhou, the train is very crowded and slow. The bus stops all the way and is not as fast as the one at night. You might as well have fun here and leave at night. Zhang Chen was really anxious and asked Xiang Qin, "Are there many passing cars to Hangzhou?" Xiang Qin said there were many. Zhang Chen smiled and said, "That's good, you don't have to worry about me, I'll just go back by myself." Xiang Qin felt embarrassed and said that you were only here for a moment and didn't play anywhere, so he left in a hurry. Zhang Chen joked, "You don't think I'm perfunctory with you, do you? I stayed here for one night, drew a few pictures casually, and then dismissed you." Xiang Qin quickly said, No, I saw it was very beautiful and very satisfied. It's Boss Zhang who moved too fast and others couldn't catch up." Zhang Chen said yes, as long as you are satisfied. He told Xiang Qin seriously that when you start decorating here, I will take the time to come over again. I am worried that the decorator is inexperienced. In this way, if there is something in the middle, it's too late to make changes, but when the decoration is completed, it will be too late. Xiang Qin heard Zhang Chen say earlier that he would come over to watch during the renovation, thinking he was trying to scare the decorator. Unexpectedly, it was true, and she was a little touched. She said yes, "Thank you, Boss Zhang, for cooperating with you. I'm really happy." "Good." Zhang Chen smiled and said, "It's great to be able to cooperate with you. You don't know, even the salesperson in our store said that she likes you to go to the stall the most." "Really? Why?" Xiang Qin shouted. "You can ask her yourself next time," Zhang Chen said with a smile. Zhang Chen called a human-powered three-wheeler and took him to the edge of the national highway. After standing on the roadside for more than 10 minutes, he saw a bus approaching. On the front windshield, there was a sign that read with the word Jinhua. Zhang Chen quickly stretched out his hand. "No matter where it comes from, as long as you go to Jinhua, you must pass by Hangzhou." The car stopped in front of Zhang Chen, the door opened, and the conductor shouted, "Where are you going?" "Hangcheng," Zhang Chen said. Come up, come up." The conductor waved. Zhang Chen climbed on the bus, found a seat and sat down. The conductor came over to buy a ticket. Zhang Chen bought the ticket and told the conductor to call me in Hangzhou, and the conductor agreed. Zhang Chen sat in the car and soon fell asleep. He was drowsy. He felt that the car stopped from time to time along the way, and people kept getting on and off. The car was old, driving very slowly and rickety. For a while, Zhang Chen felt that he was on the bus from Guangzhou to Zhanjiang. The person sitting next to him was Jin Lily, and Zhang Chen leaned his head against it. "Kim Lily." Zhang Chen suddenly woke up and realized that the person sitting next to him was a middle-aged man, with his head resting on his shoulder. He quickly sat up straight and said sorry to the other person, but the other person just smiled gently. Zhang Chen then remembered that he was in the car returning to Hangzhou from Wuhu and asked, "Guangde and Hui had just arrived?" Even Anji had not arrived yet and was still far away from Hangzhou. Zhang Chen sat and fell asleep again unconsciously. Someone shook Zhang Chen awake. It was already dark outside the car window. The person who woke him up was not the conductor, but the middle-aged man next to him. The middle-aged man told him that Hangzhou had arrived. It seemed that the conductor had forgotten about calling him. Zhang Chen stood up and saw that the car was passing through a brightly lit street. The street was very lively. He quickly shouted to the conductor, "Where are you?" The conductor then remembered that Zhang Chen was going to Hangzhou, and quickly shouted to the driver in front of him, "Stop the car." The car stopped and the door opened. Zhang Chen asked where this was. Banshan, Hangzhou Steel and Hangbo Cancer Hospital. She was talking about two large enterprises in Hangzhou, the Hangcheng Steel Factory and the Hangcheng Glass Factory, as well as the Hangcheng Cancer Hospital. When most people talk about Banshan, they think of these three units. Mid-levels is in the northern suburbs of Hangzhou. Zhang Chen asked, "Why don't you go into the city? If you don't want to go, don't go. Get off the bus quickly," the conductor urged. Zhang Chen got out of the car and saw a noodle shop on the roadside. He felt his stomach growling, so he walked in and ordered a bowl of noodles. While he was eating, a taxi stopped at the door and the driver also came in to eat. "Noodles?" Zhang Chen asked him. Would he go to the Three Forts? "Go, go. By meter." "Okay, set the clock." The driver simply sat down opposite Zhang Chen and waited for the noodles. Zhang Chen slowed down his eating speed and waited for him. "Thank you Xiaowang, Zhengguang Ion Exchange Resin Ping for your monthly ticket. Thanks for all the votes and reading. Happy Saturday everyone." The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 628. The car drove to the lock connecting the Sanbeo Grand Canal and the Qiantang River. Zhang Chen looked at his watch. It was not yet 9 o'clock. He thought to himself that at this time, he was not at home. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Xiangbei would definitely be in the factory. Chen gave instructions to the driver and drove the car directly to the factory. Zhang Chen got out of the car. Zhao Zhigang heard the sound of cars outside and came out of the office. When he saw Zhang Chen, he stood at the door of the office. Zhang Chen asked him, "Have Lao Wan and the others come back?" "No, they are still burning the midnight oil in the front, and they probably won't come back until they have supper," Zhao Zhigang said. Zhang Chen couldn't help laughing and cursed, "You have so many new words." Zhao Zhigang smiled proudly. If it hadn't been for the night, his face would have turned red at this moment. Zhang Chen asked him, "Have you seen Xiao Zhao?" Zhao Zhigang pointed to the showroom and said, there are a lot of orders today." Zhang Chen walked to the door of the showroom, opened the door, and saw Zhang Xiangbei lying on his workbench. A sample worker was working in front of a sewing machine, and another one was sitting in front of the stand, teasing Zhang Xiangbei. "Play while helping watch him." Xiao Zhao and finance are holding today's sales slip and checking the inventory in the showroom. This is a job they have to do every day. In the early morning of every day, the finished clothes will be warehoused here and neatly stacked on the floor where the clothes are sampled. Starting in the morning, whether they are packaged, sent to the stall, or those who come to the factory to make them themselves, customers who want the goods can get it here at a glance, which style, color, size and quantity they need. It is very convenient. Every night, Xiao Zaihe Finance will summarize all the outbound orders and sales orders for the day. They will write off the ledger and take inventory here. After checking, one copy of the inventory sheet will be kept by the finance, one copy will be kept by Xiao Zhao, and another copy will be kept by Xiao Zaihe. Give it to Zhao Zhigang. Zhao Zhigang will know how to fill in the production order and arrange production based on the inventory quantity and the packaging customer's order facts. Zhang Chen thought to himself that this place now actually exists as a distribution center. There are too many finished products stacked inside, which has affected the display effect and has become a bit more practical. Xiao Zhao saw Zhang Chen come in and smiled and said to him, "Wait a minute, I have something to tell you. It will be ready soon." Zhang Chen walked over, looked at Zhang Xiangbei, and asked him, Zhang Xiangbei, do you want to go for a walk on the country road? Xiao Zhao shouted, don't go, I will be fine here soon. But Zhang Xiangbei understood and became active. Zhang Chen held him in his hands and told Xiao Zhao that we would come back after a walk. Zhang Chen came back with Zhang Xiangbei in his arms. Xiao Zhao was already busy and was waiting for them at the door of the exhibition hall. When he saw Zhang Chen, he asked, why are you back now? Didn't you say you won't arrive until dawn? Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao said that the project was completed ahead of schedule, so I came back ahead of schedule and did not take the evening train to Sijiking. As a result, I lost money and wasted several hours on the road, which also cost me money. What's wrong? Xiao Zhao asked. I drove here from the middle of the mountain. Xiao Zhao raised his thumb and said, okay, it's generous. But compared to what you ordered from Sister Chu, it's just a drop in the bucket. Zhang Chen knew that this was the reason why he ordered the tag-making machine. Chu Tianlin told Xiao Zhao that she knew that Zhang Chen had killed first and played later. The two of them walked inside. Zhang Chen asked Xiao Zhao, what good things do you want to tell me? Xiao Zhao walked to the table, took out a stack of paper from his bag, waved it in front of Zhang Chen's eyes, and shouted proudly, look, look, look at what this is. Zhang Chen grabbed it and took a look. It turned out to be 3 agreements. When he looked at them, they were all signed. Zhang Chen shouted. These were all signed at the booth today. Xiao Zhao smiled and said, yes, don't think that you are the only one who can sign in. Zhang Chen looked at the 3 agreements. One was from Xiangshan in this province, one was from Kunshan in Jiangsu, and the other was from Wuxi in Jiangsu. There were 2 third-level agency agreements and 1 second-level agency agreement. Zhang Chen he smiled. You are so good, you even broke into Meng Ping's hometown. As soon as Zhang Chen said that, Xiao Zhao also remembered it and laughed, it's true, I just said that when I looked at the name Wuxi today, it seemed very familiar. It turned out to be Meng Ping's place. Zhang Chen asked Xiao Zhao, was it difficult to talk to these customers today? It's not difficult. I showed them the agreement and they said they wanted to sign it without me saying anything. Xiao Zhao said, why do you ask this? What Zhang Chen thought about was that whether it was Xiang Qin or Wang Lijhen, or Gao Zhepeng and Su Li he was talking about, it didn't seem to be difficult. Like Xiao Zhao said, he didn't say anything, and they were about to sign. In comparison, talking about the general agent is a bit more difficult. Zhang Chen didn't understand why this happened. After thinking about it, he understood and became excited. It seemed that Lao Mang, Zhang Ziyi, and himself were right. This model was really the development direction of clothing sales in the future. The reason why it is difficult to talk about general agents is actually because they are still separated by one layer and do not directly face the market. They do not know that the demand of this market has changed. They still hold on to the original one, and these second and third level agents are the ones who directly face the market. For them, this model of theirs just meets their needs. Zhang Chen told Xiao Zhao about this idea, and Xiao Zhao said yes. If I opened my own store, I would also join. Why? Zhang Chen asked. First, if the clothes are easy to sell, I will be able to sell them exclusively in my city, so I no longer have to worry about others coming to steal my business. Also, since there is a replacement rate, I don't have to worry about inventory. Zhang Chen nodded repeatedly. He felt that Xiao Zhao was right. It is these 2 points that best meet the needs of end-to-end clothing stores. The clothing market has been open for so many years. It is said to be a market, but in fact, this market has been transformed into a market. Disrupted, a new set of patterns is needed. What excites Zhang Chen most is that if all the customers they negotiated have this attitude, it means that this is a common demand. He believes that this model will definitely get a good response across the country. You have fallen behind and regressed, And you are still looking at the franchise fee. You don't know that what the customers below care about most is not this. Zhang Chen told Guo Wentao and Ma Ya in his heart that he even vaguely felt that if the general agent with different ideas was no longer good, it would be better to replace them. Only if they were like Chongqing would their foundation be solid. But Zhang Chen didn't tell Xiao Zhao. The next day, customers from Hefei and Ningbo arrived at the factory. After Zhang Chen showed them the agreement, they signed it immediately. The customer from Hefei said that his current store is too small and he just signed a lease this year, but it doesn't matter. I will sublet my current store and rent a larger one. A customer in Ningbo told Zhang Chen that she had originally planned to change to a larger store, but her current store will not expire in 3 months. I have signed the contract now, and the goods will start to be sold here, but the store renovation will have to wait for the new one. It can only be taken down by the store, is that okay? Zhang Chen said yes, if you go to decorate now, wouldn't it be a waste? In the afternoon, Xiao Zhao called Zhang Chen and told Zhang Chen that the 2 girls from Xiaoshan were also going to do it. They signed and went back to find a store. The one from Fuyang also signed. She wants you to go and help her. The store is redesigned. Zhang Chen agreed. Fuyang can go back and forth in one afternoon, and I will go at noon tomorrow. Zhang Chen stood up and walked outside to the yard. The big brother in his hip pocket rang. Zhang Chen opened the answer and it was He Hongmei. He Hongmei asked him, "Are you in the factory?" Zhang Chen said yes. "Go and turn on the fax machine." Zhang Chen walked back to the office and switched the fax machine on the desk from telephone mode to fax mode. After the phone beeped 3 times, it made a sharp scream, and the fax machine began to spit out puffs and puffs. Fax paper. Zhang Chen looked up and saw that it was an agency agreement. Zhang Chen didn't know why He Hongmei passed this to him. Maybe she felt that something needed to be changed. It's too late. The agreement was sent to the printing house the day before yesterday, and printing should be started by now. Zhang Chen stood up and let the fax paper spit out, thinking he would come back and read it later. He walked out of the office and wanted to see how a sample garment that the sample worker was typing was doing. When he walked to the door of the showroom, the big brother in his butt pocket rang again. It was He Hongmei again. "Master, have you read the agreement?" He Hongmei asked. "Still receiving, what's wrong?" "It's been sent out. Take a look and sign it back for me after you finish it." Zhang Chen was puzzled. He turned around and walked to the office and asked, "What kind of signature?" "Oh, come and see, this is the agreement of our general agent in Chongqing," He Hongmei shouted. Zhang Chen hurriedly walked back to the office. As expected, the fax machine had stopped working and the entire agreement had been transmitted. Zhang Chen walked over to take a look and found out that this was really an agreement for general agency in Chongqing. Party B had already signed it. The name was signed by He Dongmei, He Hongmei's sister. Zhang Chen and He Hongmei said, "I saw it, what happened?" "It's not urgent. I'll wait until you come back to sign." "Am I still worried that you won't sign?" "It's not what I mean, it's what my dad means. According to him, everyone should behave in a good manner when doing business. By the way, master, let me tell you, we talked with several old customers today, and they all have to sign. My dad refused to give in, saying that we have to sign with you first before we have the right to sign with you, otherwise, we will be deceiving these customers below." Zhang Chen laughed as he listened. He Hongmei also laughed. "Isn't it fun? My sister just came up with it. Everyone just faxed it to sign first, and then signed it officially later, and then my dad agreed." After He Hongmei finished speaking, she sighed, "Oh, I can't help it, old antique, otherwise we would have signed 5 or 6 companies today." Zhang Chen quickly said, "Okay, I still respect my uncle's opinion. I will sign the agreement immediately and fax it to you. By the way, master, there are 200,000, which has been transferred to Sister Xiao Zhao's account. Please ask Sister Xiao Zhao to check. Zhang Chen was startled and asked, "What are you doing?" 100,000 is the franchise fee and deposit, and the other 100,000 is the prepaid payment for the goods. After the decoration here, a lot of goods will be shipped, and it is impossible for the factory to produce them all at once. The goods that are coming out now will be kept for us. How to match it, I will tell Zhao Zhigang tomorrow. By the way, if the payment is not enough, let Sister Xiao Zhao tell me, we will make up for it here. Thank you Suyuinian and infinite love for your monthly votes. Thanks for all the reading and votes. I wish you all a happy mood. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 629. In the following days, customers came to sign the agreement almost every day. The later it became, the easier it became. Those later customers heard that the cities around them had been signed here and there, so they signed quickly, for fear that they would be late. You will miss this opportunity. When Wang Lijian came back for the second time, although Zhang Chen assured her that Ma Anshan would definitely be kept for her and told her not to worry, the more Zhang Chen said this, the more she insisted on signing it. She quickly found the store, and Zhang Chen also went to Ma Anshan as promised to her to help her design the store. This time he took a car with them from the parking lot of the Sijiking Huaxia Hotel. When the car passed Wuhu, he did not get off with Xiang Qin, but followed Wang Lijian directly to Ma Anshan. After arriving in Ma Anshan, he went to the store rented by Wang Lijian first. That night and the next morning, he took out the design draft. At noon, he took a car from Ma Anshan to Wuhu. These two cities are side by side on the Yangtze River. The south bank of is only about 40 kilometers apart, more than an hour's drive away. Zhang Chen stayed in Wuhu for a long time. In the store Xiang Qin was renovating, there was a background wall that needed plaster to create the effect of a sound-absorbing wall like in a movie theater. The decoration workers didn't know how to do it, so Zhang Chen taught him step by step. In the evening, Zhang Chen got on the bus from Wuhu to Sijiking in Hangzhou. He arrived at Sijiking in the early morning and rode his bicycle back home. Xiao Zhao had already gotten up and was about to go to the stall. She left Zhang Xiangbei gave it to Zhang Chen. Xiao Zhao now goes to the stall every day more to sign new customers than to do business. Business matters are left to Xiao Li and Xiao Wan. You must know that after signing an agreement, there will be one soon. The franchise fee and deposit of 20,000 to 30,000 yuan were received, and at the same time, tens of thousands of yuan worth of goods were booked. Xiao Zhao felt that this was more exciting than doing a wholesale business. When he returned home every day, Zhang Chen looked at the national map on the wall of his room. He hadn't used it for a long time. On it were some cities where they developed packagers. He later forgot to post 5-pointed stars. Now, packagers are a thing of the past. What they want to develop is a regional general agent. Zhang Chen used red stickers to cut countless small red flags. He wanted to play the flag planting game. One red flag represented a specialty store. Standing in front of the map, he had the heroic spirit of commanding thousands of troops. He used to appear in movies. I often see senior commanders of our army with their left hands on their hips, vigorously waving their right hands, and saying in a loud voice that we will plant red flags all over China. Now, Zhang Chen wants to plant red flags all over China. However, the first thing he needs to do is to plant red flags in the areas where his company directly develops, leaving other areas to be planted by general agents. Unfortunately, when those cities were put on the map of China, they were crowded together. After Taikang and Kunshan were added, when Suzhou was added, there was almost no room on the map. They had to be added to Taihu Lake or Wujiang. Then Wujiang was added. Where to go? Zhang Chen looked at the red flag in his hand, just like Su Yulan, who played Jiao Beiyu in the Shaoxing opera A Dream of Red Mansions. After hearing the death of Lin Daiyu, played by Wang Wenjuan, she ran and cried, shouting repeatedly, "Sister Lin, I'm late." It's. Zhang Chen shook his head and said with the red flag in his hand, "Suzhou, you are late." The denser the city, the more they have signed the most exclusive agreements. For example, in the Suzhou area, from the city of Suzhou to the counties under its jurisdiction, all of them have been signed. When signing in Zhangjiagang, Zhang Chen held the red flag in his hand and recalled Hu Hansen's classic line in the movie Shining Red Star, "I, Hu Hansen, am back again." Zhang Chen said to Xiao Li and Lao Li in his heart, "I, Zhang Chen, it's back again." Zhang Chen called Mr. Li and told him the news. Mr. Li was very happy and said with a smile, "Haha, from now on I can take customers directly to your store and show them the products made with our fabrics clothes." Zhang Chen smiled and said, "Yes, I didn't even expect this." Ningbo in this province is also in the same situation. From Ningbo city to every county below, agreements have been signed, and the red flag cannot be raised. Zhang Chen found a piece of lead drawing paper and prepared to draw a map by himself, enlarging Shanghai, Zhejiang, Jiangsu, Anhui, Fujian and Jiangxi so that there would be room to place flags. Halfway through the drawing, he thought of adding Shandong and Taiwan. Isn't this the 7 provinces and 1 city in East China? There is no clothing market in Shandong, so it is not an area where they want to develop a general agent. Doesn't this also fall within the scope of their company? Zhang Chen remembered that they had actually signed a contract for a place in Shandong, and that was Dongying. Zhang Chen ran to Xinhua bookstore and bought a map of East China. As the map became larger, all the cities became wider and could be used for planting flags. Zhang Chen has flags to put up almost every day. After counting, they already have 62 franchise stores, concentrated in southern Jiangsu, eastern Anhui, and Zhejiang. There are at least sporadic flags in other places. On the map, only Taiwan and Shanghai are blank. There is no way to go to Taiwan yet. What makes Zhang Chen most regretful is that from the time they opened the store until now, they have not had a single customer in Shanghai. Shanghai is the market he most wants to visit, and it is also where he thinks their products will be. Where there are the most customers. Although there are Kip Road and Huading Road wholesale markets in Shanghai, not many outsiders go to Shanghai to wholesale clothing. Could it be that local clothing stores in Shanghai also don't go to other places to wholesale clothing and only buy goods from these 2 places? Zhang Chen felt unpredictable. The good news keeps coming. He Hungmei and the others have also developed more than 20 specialty stores, and the number of orders is increasing. He Hungmei constantly reminds Zhang Chen that he must reduce the number of spring clothes and focus on summer clothes. Zhang Chen asked why. He Hungmei told him that for us who make clothing, spring and autumn are very short, especially spring, which can even be ignored. Although specialty stores do not need to prepare so much in advance compared to wholesale markets and sell all seasonal products, for customers, spring clothes are also the least purchased. In many places, short-sleeved clothes are worn instead of cotton-padded jackets. I couldn't wear short sleeves, so I had to make do with autumn clothes, and what? Zhang Chen asked. And for girls, there is always a feeling of impatient desire to wear skirts, He Hungmei said, although I don't like wearing skirts is an expression of emotion, not an actual action. You understand? Zhang Chen smiled and said, I understand. Many times, we wear jeans with the mood of wearing a skirt. It seems that whether we are designing cropped trousers, 9/4 pants, or trousers, we must have the mood of designing a skirt. That's true, He Hungmei laughed. Don't you know there is a thing called culottes? Zhang Chen also thought about it. No wonder spring and autumn clothing connects these 2 unrelated seasons. It turns out that their clothing can be used universally. No one will collectively call the same type of clothing autumn and winter clothing or winter and spring clothing. And the boundaries between spring and summer clothing are very blurred, which I really learned again. Zhang Chen put away many of the drafts of spring clothes he had designed, saving them for autumn, and concentrated his energy on the design of summer clothes. One thing makes Zhang Chen very worried. The customers who have signed the agreement are still in the stage of looking for stores and decoration, but they will basically focus on opening in 1 or 2 months. If this is the case, just the first batch of goods will be distributed. At least 2 million. For Zhang Chen and the others, funds are not a problem now. The gathering speed is very fast. The 1 or 2 months of financial shortage that Zhang Chen expected has almost never come. They now have abundant funds, which is better than before they bought the house on Yan'an Road. Still plenty. Zhang Chen had a premonition that the problem would be supply. Zhang Chen and Zhao Zhigang calculated repeatedly. Now that the finished products coming out every day meet the daily sales, there is a slight surplus, which is piled in warehouses and showrooms. But as long as there are 5 or 6 if the stores open at the same time, their inventory will be wiped out. Fortunately, the weather started to get hotter, so they simply moved Haodao and Dafang into the yard, enlarged the shed, built a new simple dormitory, and transformed the original workshop of Haodao and Dafang into a sewing workshop. Now the 4 rooms that were equivalent to the original warehouse have all been turned into sewing workshops. The sewing machines in each workshop are crowded, and have increased from 28 to 34. Now they only have sewing machines. There are more than 130 units, but the production task is still very tight. He Hongmei seemed to have a premonition of this problem. The store in Chongqing was still being renovated, so she ran back to Hangzhou. Zhang Chen asked strangely, "Why are you back? Don't you care about the decoration over there?" "My brother-in-law is watching at the construction site." "Isn't there the big head that you control remotely?" He Hongmei said. "Did you sneak here because you were lazy?" Zhang Chen asked. "I have more important things to do." "What's up?" "I'll keep an eye on the goods," He Hongmei said. "Are you still worried about us?" "I'll keep all your goods for you," Zhao Zhigang shouted from the side. He Hongmei looked at him and sneered, "Do you think I'm a child? I've been working at Sijiking Packaging for 6 years. I can't figure out how much production the factory has? When I opened, I needed 300,000 yuan worth of goods. Take it out and show me, how many have you prepared for me?" Zhao Zhigang was speechless by her question. Zhang Chen smiled on the side. Although he was worried, he was a little relieved. He felt that He Hongmei came back just in time. Half of his energy now is on designing drawings for these franchise stores. Although he carries a sketchbook with him, whether he is taking a long car or out of town, he can still design clothes as soon as he has time and inspiration. But he still feels that if he wants to open a specialty store, the products are not rich enough. He Hongmei is back and can help him in this regard. He Hongmei told him that you can't run around like this, you can't get over it. In fact, the stores are all the same. The company can write a decoration manual for the half-acre field store and provide several unified decoration plans so that everyone can make their own decorations. Choose. In the manual, the material and process requirements for decoration, including some key process flows, as well as the color code and proportional size of the logo are clearly marked. Send it to each store, and they will show it to the decoration company. If you understand, if you don't understand something, you can call us for consultation. Zhang Chen thought this suggestion was very good. Together with Lao Wan, they immediately compiled a store decoration manual and sent it to all customers who signed the agreement. New customers will also submit the decoration manual when signing the contract. I gave it to them and everyone responded very well. Thank you Lao Chantang, Zuzu, Nasha for the reward. Thank you Sun Boshan for your monthly ticket. Thanks for all the votes and reading. I wish you all good health. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 630. The set of tag machines they ordered arrived, and the merchant also sent a person over. The tag machine itself is very simple. It is mainly used for training and teaching them how to use the computer. All the tag content must be made in the computer and then entered. Tag machine printing. Customized blank tags are rolled into a disk and loaded into the machine. After you set the quantity on the computer and press OK, it will automatically and continuously spit out through a small opening on the machine. Printed hang tags are dispensed until the specified number is exhausted. Everyone is very curious about this machine, but not much about the computer. Although it has such a powerful name, apart from being an assistant to the tag machine, I don't know what else it can be used for. On the other hand, everyone thought that the tag machine was very magical. Zhao Zhigang counted it several times and found that the number of tags it produced every time was not too many but not too many. Each custom-made hang tag has a small round hole for the hanging pin, and the spaces between each hang tag are also cut with a mold blade in advance, just like movie tickets that are connected together, and can be easily torn off. Zhang Chen felt that this tag was worth a dime, and this tag machine, although expensive, was also worth it. Zhang Chen took the tag to Chu Tianlin. Chu Tianlin found many manufacturers, but finally got discouraged. She and Zhang Chen, he said, "It's strange, these factories actually say they can't imitate such a thing. How is it possible? But no one dares to say that they can do it." Zhang Chen ordered another 200,000 tickets from the merchant. The instructions for the tag machine and computer are all in English. The people sent by the merchants said that it is best for you to send someone who knows English to provide training. Zhang Chen and Zhao Zhigang went to the gate of the labor market and brought back two girls who claimed to be very good at English. However, they were dumbfounded as soon as they picked up the instruction manual. Next, Zhang Chen wrote on the paper, "English requirements are very good," and under the word "special," he also highlighted two lines with a red pen. Zhao Zhigang raised it, and many people saw the two words "special." The words are no longer as enthusiastic as when they first came, only writing "understand English." A thin and small girl walked up to them and stood there timidly and speechless. Zhang Chen asked her, "Are you very good at English?" The girl nodded. "How good is it?" Zhang Chen asked. The girl's voice was very soft when she spoke. "I have been the English class representative from junior high school to high school." "What's the use?" Zhao Zhigang said. The two in front also said that they are English class representatives. The girl blushed, thought for a moment, and continued, "My English is better than my Chinese." "Oh, what's the difference?" Zhang Chen became interested and asked. The girl lowered her head and said softly, "When I took the college entrance examination, I was only 3 points away from the perfect score in English, and in Chinese, I only scored 56 in Chinese." Zhang Chen smiled and said, "That's okay, come with us." The girl did not follow them, but asked, "Boss, when I get to your place, will there be a place to stay, and, will there be food to eat right away?" Zhang Chen looked at her and asked, "Did you have lunch?" The girl nodded. "Where's breakfast?" The girl shook her head. Looking at her haggard look, Zhang Chen probably didn't even eat yesterday's dinner if he kept asking. He looked around and saw a steamed bun shop across the road. He told Zhao Zhigang, "Wait for me here." He walked over and bought 6 big meat buns, then went to a small shop nearby and bought a bottle of water. When he came back, he handed it to the girl and said to her, "You can eat it. If your English is really as good as you say, well, in our factory, food and housing are included." The girl nodded and Zhang Chen asked, "Can you leave now?" The girl turned and walked away. Both Zhang Chen and Zhao Zhigang were puzzled as to what she was going to do. The girl walked to the foot of the wall and took one of her luggage. The luggage was just an old quilt, and there seemed to be nothing else. Zhang Chen took her luggage and put it on his schoolbag rack, then asked the girl to sit in the back of Zhao Zhigang's car. When the three of them got out of the car at the factory, the girl still had half a bottle of water in her hand, but 6 meat buns. All finished. When the girl arrived at the office, the man sent by the merchant gave her the instruction manual for the tag machine and told her, "Read it to me." The girl opened the instruction manual. Her voice was very soft, but she read it fluently. She only got stuck when it came to a few professional terms. The people from the merchant told her, and when she encountered them again, she could read them fluently. "It's her," the merchant said. Zhang Chen agreed, and he asked Zhao Zhigang to arrange a place for the girl, and quietly told Zhao Zhigang that after she settled in, you would take her to the finance department and advance her salary of 200 yuan. Zhao Zhigang said yes. After settling in, she went to the finance department to get money. The girl told Zhao Zhigang that she was going to buy something, and Zhao Zhigang agreed. After more than an hour, the girl still hadn't come back. Zhao Zhigang became anxious. He thought, if he went shopping on the street, he would come back after 20 minutes and half an hour at most. How could it take so long? Zhang Chen was painting on his workbench in the exhibition hall. Zhao Zhigang hurried in and said to Zhang Chen, "Boss, that Zheng Huiyong ran away." "Which Zheng Huiyong?" "That's the person we just recruited." "Impossible." "How is it impossible?" "Hey, if she hadn't been given an advance salary, she wouldn't have run away. Now that she has received 200 yuan, she will definitely not come back." "How much is her quilt worth?" "No one wants it even if it is given to others." "Where did she tell you she went?" "She said she was going shopping." "Once you buy that thing, you will come back." "Are you?" Zhao Zhigang almost cursed the word stupid, but swallowed it back. He said, "Why does it take so long to buy something? I have been out for more than an hour. What if someone buys clothes and goes to the bathhouse to take a bath? Or get a haircut or something? How do you know about girls?" Zhao Zhigang blushed, opened his mouth, and was speechless. The two sample workers looked at him and chuckled. Back. One of the sample workers had sharp eyes. Through the open door, she saw the new Zheng Huiyong coming in from the outside. Zhao Zhigang turned around to look and hurried out. Zhang Chen was curious and followed him out. They saw that Zheng Huiyong still looked the same as before, with disheveled hair. She had obviously neither taken a shower nor had a haircut. She had a thin body, holding two very thick books. The books were so heavy that my body was almost bent under the weight of the two books. Zhao Zhigang asked, "Where have you been?" Zheng Hui blushed and said in a low voice, "The master in front of me, the manual he showed me, there are many words in it that I don't recognize. I'll go to Xinhua bookstore to buy books." Zhang Chen took the book from her hand, his hands sank, and he almost lost his grip. The two books weighed about 10 or 20 kilograms. He looked at the title of the book and saw that it was two thick volumes of the English-Chinese dictionary. He looked at the price of the book and was even more shocked. The first volume was priced at 80 yuan and the second volume was priced at 90 yuan. Damn, Zhang Chen has never seen such an expensive book. Zhang Chen looked at Zheng Huiyong and thought, so her 200 yuan is almost used up? Zhang Chen asked her, "Have you issued an invoice for this book?" Zheng Huiyong felt strange. She looked at Zhang Chen and asked, "I bought the book myself, why do I need an invoice?" Zhang Chen and Zhao Zhigang said that you go to the finance department to fill out a form and reimburse her for these two books and the round-trip ticket to the city. If she doesn't keep the ticket, you can just make a note on the form. He told Zheng Huiyong that your book is needed for work and is a reference book. Of course, it will be reimbursed by the factory. Zheng Huiyong studied with the merchant for a day and learned how to use the tag machine and computer. When He Hongmei came, they had already used new tags. He Hongmei looked at the new tags and said, "This is good, this is more advanced, better than the ones in the mall." Those clothes were all high-end, and they immediately separated us from other clothes. When Zhang Chen heard this, he felt like he had been so cruel and bought that heavy-duty keyhole machine. This time, he had made the right purchase again. Zhao's Hegang ran out and found 2 processing factories with 30 or 40 flat sewing machines. He felt that their workmanship was not bad, so he developed them into his own designated factories. He took Zhao's Hailong out and asked him to go to these 2 factories every day. Each factory keeps an eye on their production quality and progress. They don't need to do the post-processing. Their keyhole machines are not good, so they take them back for post-processing. Zhang Chen was a little repelled by this approach, fearing that it would cause a decline in product quality, but there was no other way. He could only do this for the time being. Once his production capacity caught up, he would immediately return all production to his own factory. He Hongmei suggested that Ayang's Fur Katang should be incorporated as their cooperative brand. After all, there are so many stores, and they are known as women's lifestyle stores. Clothing alone is not enough, bags are also a category. If you find if the jewelry is suitable, it can also be used as a cooperative brand to attract them, so that their products will be enriched. Zhang Chen thought He Hongmei's suggestion was very good, so he went to talk to Ayang. Of course Ayang was very happy, as this would allow his sales to expand rapidly. Now Ayang has hired a salesperson in the store, and he basically makes bags at home. Ayang and Zhang Chen He Hongmei said that their home has almost turned into a workshop. The patio is full of materials, which not only takes up space, but also has a strong smell. The neighbors complain every day, but there is nothing they can do. If I don't have the ability, I say I will build a factory by myself. You can give your neighbors some work to make. Anyway, it's handmade leather goods. There is always work they can do. As long as they increase their income, they won't have any objections, Zhang Chen and Ayang said. Ayang said, "Yes, this is really a solution. I will talk to them right away when I get back." The way Fitch Hall cooperates with Half Mutian is that Ayang accepts the same wholesale discount as them, that is, a 30% discount for the general agent and a 42% discount for the second and third level agents. In addition, 3 points will be deducted as payment. Zhang Chen's company's management fees, after all, the goods have to go out through their channels and stores, and a lot of the work is also done by Zhang Chen's company's people. Thank you Sun Tongfei and Cheng Shanming, Bronze, 1890-798-3117 for your monthly votes. Thanks for all the votes and reading. Happy Sunday everyone.